Because all right, maybe, are you recording already?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Let's tell this one on tape, just in case you want to use it for anything. So, brother Kyle stopped by yesterday, and I told him about this, this fucking ordeal with you calling me from, where were you at, a GameStop or some shit? Where you got,
yeah,
GameStop, and I said, yeah, he hits me up, and he goes, yeah, there's a Mr. Sinister and DAZZLER, I think, right?
Yeah.
For $22 and $21 or whatever the fuck they were. So he goes, I'll trade you he said something about trading the Polaris for the Bob Ross pop.
Yeah, because that was only $450 at Walmart.
And then you were asking me about those other two, and I was like, I went to eBay, and I know you think I'm full of shit, but I saw a bunch of them on there for like $23, $24, $25. I'm like, I'm not going to jump on it just because it's $3 cheaper. So I told Jed, don't worry about it. I said, there's some on eBay. And then he hits me back and he goes, 20% off coupon or 10% off or whatever he had. So you got a couple bucks off. So then it was like $18. So now I bought it. And I said, I know what he's fucking doing. And he's like, what's that? And I'm like, this one puts him ahead. So like I would actually owe him money for this one because all my other Marvel Legends are gifts or
trades,
something for trade, which, if you really want to get technical, I paid for them, but it was a trade. No money actually came out of my pocket into your hand or out of my PayPal account into your PayPal account. So at this point, I had still not paid for one yet. Mm-hmm. So I told brother Kyle, I think Jed is trying to like snake me into like paying for one, and then he can go, ha! You collect Marvel Legends now. So we were kind of cracking up about that, and then I was like, after brother Kyle left, I was like, oh, Braun. So guess what? Whoever out of the trio that you just named comes out first got $18.99 plus tax off of whatever that is.
You still collect Marvel Legends, regardless if you're if I'm paying for them or not. You have a collection now. You have a default design specifically for it.
You guys are fucking assholes. Welcome. You are now tuned into the official podcast of the Daywalker.
The Daywalker.
He has all the powers of the nerd, but yet the weakest.
Starring Jed Vargo.
Shut up, Wesley. What's wrong with you, Jed? These people don't care who you are. It's a fucking clown. I understand. Nailed it. Well, because Transformers are fucking cool.
Levy Curry.
My body is a temple. It's time I started treating it that way. I actually really like that game a lot. Reports of my veganism are highly exaggerated because all she sees is superhero dick.
And your host, Mike Kincaid.
I can be a little bit of a hothead.
That's a good cop, bad cop right there.
Come on, man. What are we doing? What are we doing here?
That thing looked badass, dude. So it's time to put on your big boy pants.
Like a child. Yeah, you're like a little kid, man.
Is that what you really sounded like?
Yes. Fasten your seatbelts and get ready. It's time for the Blackout and Shout podcast. Yeah, right.
Yeah,
so
because let me tell you, completing a bath is a
I'm sure it's gratifying.
Because the one time I had a completed bath and I didn't even realize it because I had over time gotten all the figures from the wave.
Just throw
it was Absorbing Man, who's a shit character. No one gives a shit. But I had him. I'm like, ooh, and I started putting together the piece. I'm like, oh, this is cool.
I'll tell you what one bothers me that I'm going to have to have at some point. That is either going to cost an arm and a leg, or I played a long game and just wait for somebody to put him out somewhere. Apocalypse. I have to have an Apocalypse.
I have him.
I was thinking about some of the.
He's hard to get.
Yeah. Oh, I can imagine he is. But that's what I mean. Dude, at some point, somebody's going to put out an Apocalypse.
Gladiator alone is I think going for $50.
Why?
For the Apocalypse head.
But why?
To complete Apocalypse, I guess.
But why?
I don't know.
It's like he was floating around forever for a long time.
But he's
I would think Warlock would be the harder bath to build than Apocalypse.
No,
really.
No, I don't know how hard it is.
Well,
but I'm just saying.
I can tell you the most expensive
Gladiator
one.
is just going for a decent chunk of change.
Probably the most expensive one to build is Juggernaut. I'm assuming just because of Rogue
probably
being in that wave.
Yeah.
But see, the Juggernaut build a figure, right? Is that correct?
Yeah.
And eventually they had the Juggernaut,
right?
But now and more comic accurate.
See, I feel like at some point that's going to happen. Well, real quick. So I got Juggernaut, I got Mr. Sinister, right? We just talked about Apocalypse. Magneto, obviously.
I might have a Magneto for you.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Brotherhood of Evil Mutants.
You need a Sabretooth.
I need a Sabretooth, right? It's Brotherhood of
He's part of the Apocalypse Way, but he shouldn't be too hard to get. Mystique. I don't know how much she's going to be. She's Walgreens exclusive.
How many people who all was in? There was the Blob and
Pyro.
What's that?
Pyro,
Avalanche.
Which year you're talking about? Because then there was those
Anus the Untouchable. Unis the Untouchable.
There was those old guys that were part of Freedom Force.
Yeah.
No, I'm going like
Stonewall and who was the real fast running guy? I forgot his name.
Oh,
I don't want to go fringe characters. I want to go like the.
Well, they were like this was like right. This was like oh man, Claremont.
You need a Black Tom to go with Juggernaut. I would really love to release a Black Tom.
Yeah, this was like Fall of the Mutants, Fall of Mutants, Inferno, and then they had that whole thing.
Black
Black Tom Cassidy and Juggernaut. Yeah. They were always palling around together. No, I would love to have a Black Tom Cassidy to go with Juggernaut.
You know, some of these things too, you could probably make your own if you really wanted to get into it.
That was great when Deadpool was just berating Cable for being racist for the entire Deadpool too. Make him, that's another thing. That's another thing that me and brother Kyle. By the way, I hate to keep fucking.
When he was dying,
yeah,
he told us maybe one day you'll learn to love people for their merits instead of the color of their skin.
Yeah, Cable. It was great how he played it too because he just went, Jesus Christ, it really, like hot under his breath. Me and brother Kyle were laughing about the Javi De Hong Black Arachnian thing again last night. That's one of the funniest one-liners of any review I've ever seen.
Which one?
When he was
third.
he was in he was reviewing Black Arachnia and he said he's like saying a couple things and he said, but there are some tolerance issues. She hates the Jews.
I was sitting there watching that, and even April laughed.
Yeah,
she's like playing. She's like, "What the fuck?"
He's over the top, like with some of his shit or whatever, like just the way he acts and stuff. But it's funny. But there's a lot of real intelligent humor in a lot of his reviews.
That's like the
freaking hilarious.
Those 1 minute Blender design like videos I watched from that one dude. He'll be like, he'll like do like he was making the street signs and lights and stuff like that. He's like, let's make some moss. He's like, well, there's more moss. He's like, it's some more moss. And like, he's like, can we teach them how to love?
What the fuck were we talking? Oh, customizing figures. Yeah. So we're getting an addition bill on. We were talking about, well, obviously upstairs is going to be another bedroom, but downstairs we were talking about turning into like kind of like an arts and crafts room. So once I have a little bit of room, I think maybe like I might try to.
I thought you were going to do it for your business or something.
Well, count it like in that because it's going to be like that's printing and shit like that. So I'd have to have a printer out there.
Are you going to make like one big open room
out there?
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah. And what are you gonna? Are you gonna ace that little porch you got and stuff?
Oh, that next time I go on that porch, it might ace the porch. It's just waiting. You know, like I should just invite.
So you're building an addition
on the back, yeah.
Isn't your Bilko door out there though?
Yeah, that goes that. Yeah, we were obviously gonna get rid of that because like if that's out there, it kind of still looks like an outdoor. It just looks like an outdoor enclosed porch. So we were just talking about nixing that and then just like just having a regular flight of stairs. Going downstairs, but it would have to have a door.
That'd be kind of cool too if you like finish that part of the basement.
Yeah.
Then you can have like a little downstairs too.
I would have kept going, but I wasn't sure what to do with like the furnace and all that shit. Like, like once you start covering all that kind of stuff up, you're really like, I don't know.
Well, they have those drywall panels that are just like hinged on where you just pick them up and pull them right off,
Yeah. I'm going to have to look at that.
Because I was looking into finishing my basement. I have the same problem too. I have the blower down there and the water heater and shit. You could basically build like a square around it, and there are like these drywall things that are just kind of like on our hook. Click them up, put them down.
Yeah. Huh.
Fits right in.
I'll have to. Yeah. Once we kind of like once we get the ball rolling on that shit, maybe I will. Maybe I'll think about finishing.
That'd be kind of cool because then you have like little stairs going down to it and stuff from the outside.
Yeah. I have to have a door though because I wouldn't want to leave this open, but then I wouldn't want the animals down there, so I would still have to put a door at the bottom of the steps. But that would be all right.
Are you gonna like you put like a skylight in and stuff? For like natural light
downstairs?
No, here in your your addition.
Yeah, I haven't. Well, it's gonna be 2 floors. There's gonna be a bedroom.
Oh, okay. I thought you were just gonna do like one big open type of.
Nah, we're going nuts.
Thing. Yeah. Wow. Nice.
It's funny, like how
that T-shirt money's really rolling in.
It's fucking rolling in. It's funny, man. Like we joke around about it all the time. And even though I got a new job and I make a little better money, like I still make basically dirt money, and I don't even know how the fuck I like. I don't know. I just don't have any bills. That's like the whole thing.
You don't have any what?
I don't have any bills. Like I was really smart growing up and going through my 20s and all that shit. Like when a lot of my friends were just fucking running up credit cards and like blowing stupid money on cars and shit that, you know, just fucking ended up costing them an arm and a leg. And I was like really fucking smart with the little bit of money that I did have. So I never got myself into that kind of trouble. I went to fucking community college. So that, you know what I mean? School wasn't an arm and a leg either. So I was like, so instead of digging myself a hole now, I just have like, I don't do a whole lot.
Didn't invest in oil in the past 5 years.
I invested in acorns, yo. I'm up $44, dude, on the acorn. You know, I'm gonna check it real quick as we're moving on. See what goes on the acorns.
Your penny jar.
My little penny jar. You know what? We laugh about it. That's more I'm getting at the bank. Like for the amount of time that I had that money in there. Let's see what we got here. Where are we at? $40.52.
Whoa.
Up.
That's 2 Marvel Legends.
That's see, man. For what? You know? Yep. I don't know where we're with that. Oh yeah. Yeah. So
Extension, yeah.
putting the extension on. So that should be
So episode 87.
yeah.
Ticking another number in the box. Yep, 87.
Damn, closing in.
Yep.
Closing in on triple digits.
Yep. I think when we hit 100, we just quit. Be like TKO podcast.
yeah.
And just,
Why not? Let's quit now. See you guys later.
Let's do something really dope and quit.
we can't, man. We're on our we're going up to the peak. We have to get to the top of the mountain, then we quit.
We'll get
We're
to
exactly
the top of the mountain,
the top of the nerd podcast mountain.
and then we die from the cold and the lack of oxygen, and they just leave our bodies up there.
Yep.
Like on Mount Everest.
Yep.
I've been kind of fascinated with that lately.
What?
The dead bodies on Mount Everest.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Just because I have a morbid curiosity.
Oh.
It's
Like
wild. when you think about it.
they lead the people up there. There's actually a section on the mountain called Rainbow Valley because it's all littered with bodies with brightly colored snowsuits on,
Neat.
and they're becoming exposed now with the snow melting from
Global warming.
climate change is melting the snow on the mountain.
There's a horror movie in that
more
somewhere.
bodies are becoming
undead.
exposed. They back in '99, I think it was, or maybe the early '90s, they found a body of a man. I can't remember his name now, but he went missing in 1922. They're not sure if he made it to the summit before he died, because the first person to summit the mountain, Edmund Hillary, didn't do it until like 1956. But this guy in like 1922, he had a partner, and they disappeared. No one ever heard from him again. They found this guy. One of them, they found his body in like 1990, like in the earlier late 90s. I can't remember which, and he was perfectly preserved.
Man, that's just an open door right there for an Encino Man reboot.
But yeah, there's
as a horror movie. Could you imagine?
Get Pauly Shore back, it'd be awesome.
And Brandon Fraser, he looks terrible. You know.
some of the bodies up there are they actually use as trail markers. Seriously, there's one of the most famous bodies up there is someone they affectionately named Green Boots, because he's got these big green climbing boots on, and they think no one knows for certain who he is, but they think he might be one of these climbers that actually died in 1996 during that real bad blizzard when like 11 people died.
You know what, Lev? You're right. That is morbid.
It is.
Yeah.
And I've been watching all sorts of stuff on it.
You're on that side of YouTube, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
You're on the same parallel side with all the how to tell cops to fuck off and all the conspiracy theories in the world.
and that and pimple popping videos, and you know, the bad part of YouTube. So
The dark side of the web.
yeah.
So how you been, Mike Kincaid?
Where the fuck out, man?
Yeah.
Just got a lot of shit going on, man. Well, the whole moving thing is like,
I can see how I can tell you're worn out. It's kind of like I don't know, like a parrot thing, I guess. Like the mohawk isn't up; it's kind of down.
It's kind of down.
It's
a little-
deflated.
it's a little
Yeah,
flat.
You could say he's a little crestfallen.
Yeah.
you could say that, Levy.
It's
When you're all chippy and perky, it's like standing straight up.
right.
But now you're just tired, it's all
I
down.
want to get fucking mad.
You're like,
Nah.
Mondays would be better if they started later.
Just the moving thing is just a pain in the ass, because like combining two houses worths of shit.
You've been doing the whole combining thing of houses for a while now,
Yeah. Well, it's,
for like a month or two.
Bag of shit here, a bag of shit there, a box
Yeah.
of shit here, a box of shit there. Selling stuff, meeting up with people,
Or-
throwing other stuff away,
Or not meeting up with people when
Or
they
not.
do.
Yeah.
Saying
You could
that you're
say-
gonna meet them, they never show up.
You could say that this house is a combiner.
it's more of an action master than anything.
When I could already tell when you're about to dad joke us. Like right before it happens, because you have like
I have a tell.
Yeah, he does.
You do,
what he does, he turns sideways and then he leans in.
It's the lean. It's the lean. Yeah, it's the lean, and it's always if he's his head's pointing at me, his eyes are looking at you. But if his head's looking at you, his eyes are pointing at me. Like with the combination of that and the lean, you know it's coming. You know what? Next time I see that, I should just punch you real quick before you have a chance.
Like Mike Tyson's Punch Out.
You would never see it coming.
like Glass Joe.
It's like seeing Piston Honda's eyebrows go up before he's about to hit you.
Yeah. Body blow.
Where were we at? Oh yeah.
So you're combining homes.
Yeah. So there's everything that goes along with that, and then so band number 1 is having the reunion show tomorrow, which will be a couple days ago by the time y'all hear this. Thanks for everybody that came out. But so I got like that, and then I got band number 2. So I got like a fucking ton of songs on my head right now. I'm looking forward to the AD show being over.
I thought the
not
because taking a break. I thought you said there was.
We are, but we're still getting together and just learning tons of songs, so that way we don't have to go out and play all the same shit that we played last year, which is a mistake that a lot of bands make. But cover bands anyway. But I don't want the AD show to be over. For it to be over, I'm fucking super stoked about it. It's one of my favorite days of the year, nights of the year. But I'll be happy to be able to drop all that extra shit off my brain, so I could concentrate on some other stuff. But
Makes sense.
It's good. Everything's good. Just a little wore out. That's all. How about you? Did we go around already yet?
No.
Well, Levy did his morbid curiosity with frozen dead people, and then you just talked about your stuff. And me, I decided to wear a different shirt tonight, and I didn't wear my beanie tonight. I got my hair out, and just because Levy gave me a complex. I'm gonna put my shirt on. I'm like, no, I'm gonna be different tonight. I'm gonna put something different on.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to give you a complex.
That's all right. Maybe
Daredevil.
See? Food. She's like, F your food. I have work to do.
So what else is going on, Jed?
Not too much. I got kind of like sidetracked on the whole animation thing because I'm helping out Christian with his animation. So I've just been like this fucking rendering madman for the past week. My graphics card hates me. I've just been killing my graphics card and like volumetric fire rendering and all this other shit and stuff. So yeah. Because he originally gave me stuff. He's like, hey, man, could you render this out? I'm like, yeah, sure. I'm like looking at how long it is. It's only like, 10 seconds long. I did the math to figure it all out, how long it would take per each frame. It was like, oh, it's going to only take 14 days. So I'm like, that's not going to happen. We're going to have to, make some changes here.
14 days.
To make sure it
10
works.
10 seconds?
Yeah.
Wow.
Fire and smoke are notoriously bad for rendering.
Yeah.
Because it's a volumetric, things and how light bounces off of that, and it's volumetric, so it like you have things passing through it and stuff, and then it reflects off of shiny metal robots and back again, so you have to have the reflection of the fire and the smoke, so there's all this math that has to be done, so we fixed that up, so it only took about 3 days instead of 14.
What is the rendering process, or what does that do? Because he's got the information, he's got the models and everything, he's animated it out. Yeah. Right. So what is the purpose of the rendering process?
Well, you're taking, basically you have a model and then you put materials on the model with shaders, which basically has textures. So you say, okay, I want this to be a paint texture, or I want it to be an image texture or a pattern or some shit like that. And you apply it on the model. And now you have your lights.
Yeah.
So your lighting comes in, and there's so many bounces that a light can do. Now, light does different things when it either hits something that's reflective or refractive or solid, or it absorbs the light or not. So you take all of that shit, you put it together, and you put it into a compositor and a rendering engine, and then you render it out. And then it sits there and it churns away to GPU, because GPUs are faster than CPU.
But is it a playable video before you put it through the rendering process?
No, well, it is. but it's not just, no, there's no
Everything's
texture.
levels, layers.
Yeah, there's
I
all
was
these
trying to say
levers.
layers and
I have all
levers.
these levers on my desk. And
Everything's in
it's
layers.
like a big, huge
It's a big steampunk computer.
punch cards and everything.
Like looking at any kind of animation. Imagine everything you got going on in there. Like say you have a 20-second, and you could tell me if I'm still on in the ballpark with 3D because I don't know anything about it. But as far as like After Effects, like doing any kind of videos, every layer that you got is from 0 to say a 20-second video.
Yeah.
Say you have 100 layers, right? Backgrounds and this and that and text and all kinds of other shit going on. All those fucking layers are going from 0 to 20 seconds. Your rendering process is taking everything and fucking flattening everything out. So
into one video feed.
That's 2D. That's like a 2D mindset. When you get into a 3D mindset, like I was saying before, there's all this math that has to get done, like the lights, reflections, all that stuff, right? But then you also have your textures and materials and how they react to the world around them, and then how the world reacts to the world around them. And like I said, when you have something that's just on top, like if you have, like, say, paint on an object of some sort of material, that's a really easy rendering. But when you have something that's volumetric,
it's like
which is the whole mass of it, like if you made a cube with just like stuff around the outside, that's easy. But if you had a cube of air or of a cube of smoke or something, that takes even longer because of all the math that has to be done about stuff, right? All the right particles and everything that's inside of it.
Okay. No, I was just wondering because the way he described it makes sense because it basically takes all the different components of it and mashes it into one playable video.
Right. And you can play through the video to see how it looks, but it's going to be all raw, you know.
Okay.
So like then you have to do things called baking. So you take like your smoke or your fire and you say, okay, I want this to be this many frames long. And what it'll do, it'll ignite the flames and the fire and smoke, and then it'll bake it. And you basically bake that material into a cache. So that way, when you render those frames out, it'll pull from the cache instead of having to actually do all that math all over again for the fire all over again. So there's all that, and then you put it all together, and then there's the compositing on top of that, which is the 2D stuff where you're compositing effects and shit like that. And on top of it, there's the color grading, and then there's everything else that has to be done with it. So I mean, right now, normally like and then you have your resolution. Bigger resolution, longer it takes. More frames per second, longer it takes. And
because there's just that much more information.
Yeah, however many volumetric steps that you have to use, the longer it takes. But yeah, it's a lot. So like for like a 1080 Ti that I got, like one of those frames normally will take about like 45 seconds to do. So it's not too bad. But when you throw fire and smoke and stuff into it, it takes about 2.5 to 3 minutes of frame. So when you have 500 frames, that comes out to be like, was that 8, 9, 10 hours to do, a couple. And then the thing that sucks the most is if you have a motion blur on it, you have to render the frame here first, and then render the next frame, and then put them together and blur them to get your one motion blur frame out. So that takes twice as long. Okay. So yeah, man. That's why the EV, that's like a cycles rendering engine within Blender, but like that's why the whole EV rendering engine is really popular because it takes like a second instead of 45, but it's not photorealistic. Yeah. Hey, where's ours?
Thank you, Vanessa.
Where's the blackout and shout group kiss?
Whoa,
Ew.
whoa.
Ew.
April hasn't kissed me in days.
Well, I wouldn't either. If you're a slobbering phlegmy mess.
Oh, it's out in the back.
She's afraid of catching Wuhan.
Yeah, Levy's got the upgraded SARS virus.
The Wuhan coronavirus.
Wuhan. How do you spell that?
the Kung Flu. Yeah, I got the Kung Flu. Everybody was Kung Flu dying. Wow. It was spreading as fast as lightning.
Wow. That's wrong.
It was a little bit frightening.
We apologize to all our Chinese listeners out there.
Nah.
No? What? Crazy.
Hey, I'm not the one that came up with it. I'm just repeating what I saw on the internet.
Yeah, you're just sharing it.
Yeah. Spreading it.
Just like the virus.
Yeah. It went viral.
Wow. He didn't lean in on that one though, Mike.
Nah. I was holding
Wait.
I was holding the sandwich. I was holding the sandwich.
It went viral.
Anyway.
You gotta take your glasses off. Yeah!
Vanessa, there's fucking dad jokes all around me at all times. It's getting like tiring.
Yeah, I've been
Here,
pretty sick last couple
there.
days.
What's that?
Yeah, I've been pretty sick last couple days.
Me too. I've been sick as well. I think Mike gave us an illness 2 weeks ago.
I've been fighting this respiratory
Was I sick 2 weeks
infection.
ago?
You're getting off.
I think I was just I was around sick. I can't remember if it was before I can't remember.
How was your memory?
My memory?
Yeah.
It depends. Some shit, I'm like a steel trap, and other shit, I guess is how much I give a fuck.
Because you were just saying about how you could unload a lot of stuff off your brain because it's like overloaded now with all the songs and everything else going on.
Yeah.
So you actually know like the capacity for your level of memory, and then you're like, okay, now if I try to remember this extra shit, I know I'm going to forget something else.
No, it's not that. It's just that it's just there's a lot to keep up with because we only play those songs once.
Yeah.
So I gotta I don't stay up on that shit.
Yeah.
In the off season, like when
I know.
we start talking about getting together for practice, and our practices are usually like 3 or 4 weeks from the show, and then like a week before the show. And now it's even weirder because we canceled because of snow a couple weeks ago, so we moved. So now we're even two further weeks removed from the last. So I only practiced them twice, so it's tough to pull all that back in and stay on top of all that shit with all the other.
Do you remember your original stuff more than your covers, right?
I could play every original song I ever wrote.
Still?
I could, yeah.
Even the solos and stuff too?
Some of them. Yeah, some of them. Not all of them. Some of them. But the rhythms, absolutely. And then the leads, that kind of shit, that would come back to me because it wouldn't actually be me remembering it because I play a certain way. Like I have certain like lead guitar tricks that, you know what I mean? Like, your
tricks meaning that you hit certain notes at a certain time and there's just a mess in between.
No, it's just like because I'm not much of a shredder, but there's like certain things that I could do that make me sound like I can fucking play faster than I really can. So I have these like certain tricks that I do,
Where's Paul Gilbert in the drum?
Like playing without using your pinky finger?
That's a trick. It's a trick.
It's a trick, man.
Do you know how hard it is for guitar players not to play with their fourth finger?
I do use it, but I don't use it as often as I should. But you know what?
Try tapping with only 3 fingers. There's no real rhythm to it.
It's because my hands get in the way, Levy. Because I got giant meat beaters, and then especially when you get up to the high frets, man. Forget about it. Trying to put these hands up in there and forget about it.
I have no idea what goes into playing music, so like
you see that guitar over there?
You have my utmost respect for.
You see the frets up at the
I
top?
don't care how you do it. So
you see how the fret up at the top is like bigger, and then when you start getting like towards and it gets smaller. I'm trying to jam my hands down on them high frets, man. That's where a lot of my bad habits come from.
Did you see that picture that Tyler posted in the chat today? Where the guy goes, "Can you hand me my guitar?"
Dude, that should have me dying.
Oh man, how's the Ocarina?
yeah, that's all right.
How's he been playing that at all?
No, he
learning
hasn't.
their shit.
You know what was funny? I know what you were doing right there. You knew he was going to ask you if you played it, and I could see your mind racing around for like a good enough excuse for why, and then you were just beat, and you were like, "Nah,
Yeah, I got nothing.
I saw it all happen." It was like a little raptor running around on a fucking wheel inside his head.
You saw the calculations, the little graphs, and my eyes moving back and forth.
It's like the Jay and Silent Bob, blueprint where they're just jumping up on
I saw that,
and
but
then
I also,
bickety bam.
I also saw the moment at which he just gave up, and I knew you were just going to tell him that.
The light slowly fade out in his eyes. Speaking about the light,
You didn't turn that on. That didn't stop recording, did it?
So what are we doing here, Levy, or is everybody Halls? Halls shoutouts.
Me?
Yeah.
Well, shout out to Tyler from Stasis Lock. He's joined the ranks of fatherhood.
yes.
So
yeah,
congratulations to him and Rebecca
Congrats to
and to his
Tyler.
wife. Mm-hmm. They welcomed their child into this world. So congratulations.
He forgot his name. Do you remember his name?
No, I'm sorry.
Boy. Give me your boy. I'm not gonna say his name because we don't want to make it public or anything if he hasn't. So yeah, Tyler got a son. I don't think he actually told us I know he said he was like around 8 pounds, but I don't he didn't say what the ounces were, or the length, or anything like that. So, but yeah, man, congrats to Tyler.
Yeah.
For having a spawn.
I'm going to show you something funny. Speaking of Tyler, and it's going to be extra funny because I'm going to show it to you, but I'm not going to actually say what it is. I'm going to let him stew on it. But that's how I'm spelling his. When I got to fuck with him online.
That's a great way to do it. You should put like mock after something.
Just wait, tie pie.
Shout outs to him and his wife. So
yeah, good shit.
As for hauls, I didn't really get anything. I got the McFarlane Toys Superman, and I will say that now that I have it in hand, I think I spoke too soon on those McFarlane Toys. Like this is the last time I kind of ran them into the dirt. Mm-hmm. So I think I spoke too soon. The torso cut on that Superman is not as bad in hand as it looked in pictures. It's not perfect. It's good. It's a decent Superman figure. I mean, the paint is really, really nice. The metallic paint on the symbol really pops. Its articulation is good, but it could see improvement in certain areas. I would like to see some consistency in like the next wave of figures, because Batman has double jointed elbows, but Superman only has single jointed elbows, and they only go about 90 degrees. So I'd like to see some consistency between the figures, and the thigh swivels are like they're in there, but they have next to no range of motion. So, and Superman's head doesn't tilt up.
Are they like mini Players Kai type of figures?
No,
I
don't think so.
There's a couple qualities that look familiar to me, but I wasn't sure because I saw them at Walmart and I wasn't impressed with them. But I'm not really impressed with that type of look either. It's like that stylized blocky type of look. So sorry, Lewis. I know you're all into that stuff, but
no, I like that.
They did move over the Marvel Legends shelf for him, so
yeah,
made space, made it. Instead of 3 wide, now it's only 2 wide.
Yeah. So. I went and pre-ordered a bunch of the other ones too.
Really?
Yeah, I got
right down the hole, huh?
Yeah, well, I got the Batman, or I ordered the Batman, Nightwing, Harley.
Cock first.
Harley, I think Batgirl. I passed on.
Get him all.
I passed on the Batman Who Laughs. I have no attachment to the character.
Do they have a Build-A-Figure thing?
It looks cool. Yeah, it's a Build-A-Batmobile.
Oh.
But it only came with 3 figures. Batgirl.
You could actually fit the
No.
Okay.
No. It's just a small Batmobile.
Batman comes with a firewall. Superman comes with a tire.
Yeah.
No? Huh.
No, it comes with the Batman Who Laughs, Batgirl, and Nightwing. I got the animated characters in this wave: Green Lantern, Batman, and Superman.
What were those? Because I'm not a DC collector at all when it comes to action figures. What were those Jim Lee things that I saw at GameStop that I was showing you pictures of last weekend?
Oh,
I never saw those.
I don't remember what those looked like. I wasn't too impressed with them.
What are they? I never saw them.
I don't know. I never heard of them either.
All right.
I love Jim Lee's art. He's like one of my favorite comic book artists.
That's
of all
why
time,
I thought you all into them, and
I didn't care for them. For the look on those things.
Yeah.
No, as far as Jim Lee goes, I'm really, really anticipating the Mafex Hush figures. Mafex just put up Catwoman like last week for pre-order. I think it was last
Saw
week.
that.
Yeah, I'm really excited for those figures. So
you got all the McFarlane,
especially Superman.
Got all the McFarlane stuff, right?
Not all of them, no. There's some that I passed on.
Did you get the Arrow?
No, I didn't get Arrow. So I got a good chunk of them, but like I said, I passed on the Batman Who Laughs.
What else did you get?
That's it. Just that Superman. I have stuff that's been pre-ordered, and I have stuff that's waiting in my pile of loot that I haven't shipped yet. Like my Storm Collectibles Bane came in. I'm really, really excited to get that. I think it's huge.
Yeah, that looks cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, that's what I just tonight on my way here. I checked the mail. I actually got a custom cape from Daredevil 19 on YouTube. So shout out to Daredevil 19. Thank you very much. He does action figure reviews and such, and he sells custom capes and such.
Do you want to hear something funny?
Mm-hmm.
I've actually been looking around for a sewing machine.
Oh, yeah?
So I can make some lab coats.
Stop it.
Then I was looking online, and I was like...
I think we're losing him.
That's the one I did levy in. So I was looking at the real cheap sewing machines on Amazon for like $30, but the problem is that you can't change the stitch size. So you get these real big fucking stitches, and that look like shit.
Yeah.
So I want fucking stitches to look like fucking some small Asian children fucking did them, you know?
Wow.
Well, yeah, like a sweatshop stitch. You know, that's what you want, right?
It's gonna be a lot. It's gonna be a lot harder to find that now.
You're
He's brutal.
Well, I'm just saying.
that's rough, man.
there's no public transportation anymore.
Oh,
and,
okay.
they're shutting all this.
All right,
public services
moving
down.
on. So I'm looking. I was like, oh man, we get a sewing machine. I'm like, $150. I'm like, I have to make like fucking 8 lab coats to pay that. But anyway, I've been doing some research on action figure fucking soft goods to see how hard it would be to make and stuff just for fun, you know. And then
Lab coats.
and then make some capes, and you know, and maybe I'll sell some capes, and then you know, it's another one of those dumb ideas I got. But it'd be fun to be like, you know, you're looking for a cape for Storm. I could like sew one up real quick and stuff. So
Yeah, I don't know. Storm's like.
or Mike might be looking for a big huge cape for his Devastator, you know.
Yeah.
Possibly.
So
Yo, that would be dope as fuck, man. Get all 9 of them. How many was there? 7 or 9?
He might have to get copies of all those combiners, and so that he can have the
Zone.
the zone versions.
Oh, on top of the regular version?
Yeah, just because of the cape. With cape included.
Did Trypticon have a cape in that? In zone? He did.
You know, it's like I like when I give you that look when I'm trying to like talk you into something realistic, like the Coneheads, you know. And he sits over there trying to talk me into 9 alternate combiners.
Like nine doubles.
Well, actually, no. Who else? Overlord was in that. There's a couple non-combiners.
Oh yeah.
And Trypticon.
Did he have a cloak too?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They all had cloaks, man.
Was Deathsaurus in it?
I don't
I'm
know.
gonna have to look that up. I have to see.
Dude, it was so long since I watched that. Who's the one that fought them underground? I know he had a cape.
who fought underground Predaking.
Was that Predaking?
Remember he split his head in half.
No, that was in the air. This is the when someone tunneled underground and they fought him and stuff.
Star Saber, or was it Dialis?
I think it might have been Diana.
Dude,
Dialis.
so long.
Yeah, with
ago,
the Z, with that Z sword, he cut Predaking's head in half, and then but it was weird because Predaking had like a regular like brain looking brain.
Yeah. Transformers.
Where are we at? Levy's still.
No, I think that's it. For
You
me.
tell everything you got.
Yeah, I just got that Superman.
So that's right. That's what I was saying. It's something interesting. I was looking around for a sewing machine.
Oh, and that cape.
yeah, make it. Yeah, you're gonna get a cape.
No, I got it.
you got the
the
cape.
cape came tonight. So yeah, shout outs to Daredevil 19 again.
What was that site again with the soft goods guy? The
C Jessam, cjessam.com.
Jism, C Jessam,
C Jessam,
Jessam,
CJESIM.
Kiki Watiki.
Yeah, yeah.
C Jessam, right? Yeah, it's some pretty good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a couple other ones too that Jason Lowry said that I
Yeah.
was looking up, and I checked them out. They were pretty cool too.
Mm.
And then I see some of those people making ones on eBay, and they're just turning around selling them. They look terrible.
Mm.
There's like 3 stitches in them.
Mm-hmm.
So,
GP slot on eBay sells some decent stuff.
there's a dude that's on Instagram that I saw. He sells some. They're actually 2 guys or girl or whatever. Or
Doormat dials.
they teamed up and they made a
okay.
Superman set
Oh yeah.
for clothes and everything like that.
Tony May's another one that does some good stuff.
Crazy, dude. It was
stuff.
like $120 for the clothes.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy.
What this
Superman
collaboration
set. Yeah.
that you saw?
Yeah.
Like I said, Tony May is another one that's known in the community for doing really good custom suits and head sculpts. For like Mezco style figures.
Yeah.
So he had a really killer Superman outfit that he did that looked just like it came out of the '78 film.
Yeah.
And if you pair that, and like, it goes on the Mezco Superman body, and then if you pair that with the Christopher Reeve head, it looks amazing.
You know what blows half the time too, Mike? You have this really good idea and you're like, oh man, this is a great idea. And then you go look it up and somebody else did it.
Yeah, plenty of times. Yeah, plenty of times. More often than not, man. More often than not.
Yeah.
Unless you really got one like completely out of left field,
Yeah.
Like Truck Norris.
like Cornholio. Yeah, right. Yeah.
Norris.
Yeah, like Chuck Norris.
I can guarantee you no one has ever come up with Chuck Norris.
No one ever will again.
You know it's gonna be funny in like 2 years. Some up and coming graphic design artist is gonna be like, man, Chuck Norris. That's so funny. That's so funny. Let me look up. See, oh man. Oh man. Everyone's always got the good ideas taken already.
At that point, we just let them have it. Just take it and run with it.
Nah, man, it keeps selling. What do you want me to do, man?
Really?
Yeah, you guys are just shitting on everybody that bought it.
The Chuck Norris really sells?
Yeah, man.
All I remember is Tyler.
You knew it was going to.
All I remember is Tyler saying at TFCon if he could return it the next day.
He was being a nitwit. Other Tyler.
Tyler Fulcher.
I'm gonna call him Other Tyler.
Other Tyler. Tyler 2.
Even when Tyler 1's not around.
Did you see I tagged you today on Instagram?
Probably not. On my personal.
No, on Dragon Star.
I didn't go on that one today at all.
There was a guy, he posted a picture of your 2016 political bot shirts.
Oh yeah,
it was a Megatron one. He said something like, he's like, I got this from somebody that I can't remember the guy's name in some Facebook group that I can't remember.
He was real helpful. That sounds like when Al Bundy was trying to get the song with
him.
The guy at the counter knew like all the songs that everybody, like people were going up and like making weird ass noises and he was just naming the songs in 2 notes.
Wasn't there an episode of Married Children where he was waiting on the phone for a part for his car and it was like an IVR or like press 1 if you have a green Dodge or something like that and press 2 if it's here and he like half an hour later finally got all through the options and then he goes, hello Mr. Bundy.
That show is so ahead of its time, man, like and it still holds up. Like it's on what is it? TNT or somebody plays it like 4 or 5 episodes a day in the morning and shit. Sometimes I catch them.
What did he have? Was it a green Dodge Dart or
I can't remember what kind of Dodge. I just remember it was.
But he had like if he bought it brand new, he's had it forever.
Dodge. He's like the name speaks prestige. But like, how he used to shit on some of them bras in the shoe store, man. Like, dude, you couldn't do him today. You couldn't do Al Bundy today.
No,
you couldn't. And he was so good.
Did he have like wasn't his trunk full of like Jugs magazines too or something?
Probably
like that? Biggins, that's it. Biggins. Did I tell you guys this like really weird fact? You know Chris Latta was part of the No Ma'am crew on one of the episodes?
You know what?
Yeah, you did.
Now that you're saying it, I could picture him because I could picture all those guys.
He was a real tall guy. I was bowling. Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yep.
Fucking Cobra Commander. No ma'am.
Give us a no ma'am in Commander's.
Oh, I get a warm up first.
Oh, no, ma'am.
Nah, I get a warm up more.
Identification, please.
Who's up? You go up. You're up next, Mike. What'd you get?
I got a
shout outs and hauls.
I got a
stuff.
I got a Professor X Marvel Legend from Brother Kyle. I'm part of a Brother Kyle trade, and I got Mr. Sinister and Polaris, and you may or may not have heard that.
Polaris.
What'd you say?
Polaris.
That's
what he called her. That's what Jed called her before.
Polaris.
She
got a big fat bumper on her.
I
just misspoke actually.
Yeah, I was in Polaris ass.
I got Bob Ross, the action figure, like the NECA action figure.
I've seen many pictures of him. So
yeah, you know what? There's a series. I have to.
Why'd you get 2 of them?
One of them is for Chan.
For who?
Chan and JD. They did that big diorama at Legion Con after the last Toy Con. Anyways, yeah, she hit me up and said she.
So Bob Ross is grossly inappropriate.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So I posted that shit in the Toy DX group and they said it got taken down and the admin said it was grossly inappropriate. Grossly inappropriate. Like when like if you would have said inappropriate, when he said grossly inappropriate, it made me angry. But not like angry in like a real mad kind of way. Just like I wanted to message him and
say, this is grossly inappropriate.
Yeah, that guy.
Oh my God, Mom! Can you see? Look at this, Mom. This is grossly inappropriate.
Oh, Joe, that's just grossly inappropriate.
The first thing I thought of was that this dude.
What is DX?
This has no place in our group. Ban.
This is a guy that gets laid on vacation only.
Ban for life. I think you give him too much credit. He doesn't get laid.
What's DX?
Degeneration X.
Suck it.
I don't know.
No, the group.
It was actually it was someone from the ToyCon New Jersey, and it was a dealer. He had like a lot of the Japanese stuff, like the old school Japanese stuff, like from the Voltron days and shit, like all that like
From days of yore.
Yes,
From days of yore.
yes. So
Long ago.
like like the three Voltrons and like all those ones that you see coming out, like getting re-released and shit, like the Mazinger, like that whole. Anyway, he had all that type of shit. So I'm trying to find this the Gladiator 2 Voltron 2 part, and because I broke it doing that Starscream Octane scene because I used him in the background because he looked like one of the statues. I'm like, I'm gonna use that, and I fucking went to take him apart and I broke the fucking leg. But anyway, I thought maybe this guy could help me find one. So he gives me that group to get in, because he said that's a good group to find shit like that if you're looking or whatever. So that's why I was. I'm gonna call him, and then when I see him at the next con, I'm just gonna call him Poopy Pants. Is that all I got? I got those Marvel Legends. And
There was one thing that you were supposed to get, and you ended up not getting it, right? Or do you want to not talk about that?
Oh. Yeah, I don't even know if I told you that one.
Yeah, you did.
Did I tell him this one?
He thought it was fake.
Huh? Oh, that's right. He did think it was fake. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. So the dude that found,
Oh, right. Okay. I had to click a couple of seconds there.
so the last show, I think I had just got the Night Beat, and Bill, who helped me track that down. Like a couple days later, when I needed a double clouder, the Japanese double clouder to completely and totally complete this whole G1 run, and so it was the very last piece.
The very last piece for your vintage G1 collection.
Yeah, which has been a 35-year ongoing thing. So like to end that it's like if you think about it, it's like a big deal in a collector sense. So I was like,
It's a very rare opportunity to actually complete a collection.
So the dude actually, there's like, he told me this guy would get in touch with me. And then of course you just think like he's not going to. And then you get the message and it's like, okay, cool. And then he sent the pictures of this thing over. And I was like, that's it. Like that's the one. And the price was good and everything.
Yeah.
So I sent him the money.
Can I ask you how good the price was? Or don't you want to share that?
It was $675.
That is a good price.
Yeah. And it was complete. And it had all the paperwork, instructions, the little catalog that had all the other toys that were out of
Because
it.
everything I was like hunting around for you, see if I could find one. Everything was like $8.59.
Yeah, no, it was a very good price. Now the toy itself looked like it was in really good shape. The box wasn't in awesome shape, but it was in plenty good enough shape that it was fine,
It was in display shape.
It was in good display shape. Yeah. So the price was really good.
But it wasn't MISB.
No,
right? Yeah,
no. And it was open, and the stickers were applied and everything like that. So, but it was still a really good price or whatever. So I sent him the money, and we even joked around about like, oh man, I can't believe I'm the one that's gonna put the last page in his storybook. And I said, yeah, man. He's like, I almost feel bad about it. Like, and then we just kind of laughed at that big fat bowl of foreshadowing there. But following day, I get up, I go to work, I check my phone at work, and I see that I have a refund, the exact amount that I sent. So my money had come back. So I went and I checked the messages right away, obviously. And I went, I found, and here he had a message, and I just, it gives you a little preview. We have some unfortunate news, Mike. And I'm like, and I click on it, and he tells me that he had it out on the counter because he wanted to just remember to ship it the next day. So he put it on the counter, and he wasn't feeling well, so I went to bed early. So his mother-in-law and brought over their nephew for some odd reason, left him unattended, and just
How old is this
around.
nephew?
Hell is his imaginary nephew?
So
Alleged nephew.
I don't know. A little guy. I can't remember.
12.
Somebody.
A little dude. 18. Little dude, 40.
So I basically just ripped the toy right through the front of the box. Reaches in and rips the toy
Right through the plastic window.
Yeah. So
I saw the pictures. It was awful.
Yeah. So yeah.
Like it hurt me looking at that.
I felt bad. I felt more bad for him.
Yeah.
Because he just lost.
Well, because he's out money now.
Yeah. Like I didn't even get like.
Well, it's not like he can just like. It's not like the sale fell through. And you can just sell it to someone else. I mean, this thing's destroyed.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he'll be able to sell it, but he's gonna take a not a loss on it, but I mean, he's
But I mean, the
not
box
gonna
is
get it.
destroyed.
Yeah, he got it back to like. I mean, it was you can see the tears.
It's no longer. It's no longer in display shape.
Nah, not really. Not really. If somebody's gonna get that, I mean, maybe they'll display it, but I would probably only buy that if I was a loose display.
Yeah.
So
Does Jason Brent have double clouder?
yeah, he's two of them.
Oh, does he?
Yeah. But yeah, I think he has. I think both of his are just loose. He displays the shit loose anyway. Like,
Yeah, that's what I was saying. That's why I suggested. That's why I said him because like he displays his G1 stuff loose mostly.
Yeah. But yeah, so man. So anyway, I felt bad for the dude. I was like, man, I hope he gave that kid a talking to. Man, I'd been so mad.
Yeah.
You could ask Vanessa though. I wasn't mad, right? I was just kind of like.
Oh, I mean, you were just more disappointed. Like disappointed. Yeah. I would be upset. I'm upset just seeing that.
Jed thinks it was bullshit. But you have to explain to me where you're coming from now.
It just sounds so made up to me.
what end?
It's like
It's like if I was a teacher and the kid came into school and said, "Dog ate my homework." That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, but to what end though?
right. I agree with him that it sounds like because even the guy said you can't make this shit up.
Yeah.
And I get how you can understand, like how you would think, oh man, that sounds fucking fake.
So
but
in my brain,
I agree with him. To
in
what ends.
my brain, I always have like this whole
Everybody's out to fuck you.
yeah. So I think
There's a
maybe
word for
this
that.
is what my brain.
I'll show him.
I think he had it. I think he had it packed away, and I think he knew how a certain way or something. And then when he went to get it out, it was all fucked somehow. He's like, "Fuck!" He's like, "I can't sell this shit." So he made
Pictures
his
of it before that.
yeah. Well, there's a
How you gonna
newspaper in the fucking frame did his show.
come on, man.
Anyway, so
Wow.
you know, and then like
So he could take my money and refund my money?
No. It's just that you bought it. He had it packed away. He went to get it and look at it, and it was fucked. And he's like, let's see, how can I come up with this? Can't say it was just fucked. So it was like, oh yeah, my stepmom's nephew came over and grabbed the kid toy, and that's what happened.
Yeah,
I left it on the counter all night. This really expensive, rare G1 toy I just left on the counter fucking all night for the hell of it. So. I wouldn't even do that.
But there was no one.
Yeah. Like I would leave.
Whoa. I'm not saying that it's not right. I'm just saying in my brain, this is the gears that switched and turned.
Yeah, there's a
because
word
it
for
sounded
that.
really, really
It's
made
called
up.
paranoia.
It probably is true. It's not paranoia. It just sounds.
I just said.
I am sure.
Does it have a copy of the Hill Valley Telegraph in there?
I am sure there are date stamps someplace. I am sure it's a real story. I'm just saying the story sounds made up.
I'm gonna get you, pal. I'm gonna take your money and give it back to you tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
I'm gonna borrow your money for 24 hours.
So I can take a picture of my bank account and say, "Hey, look how much money I got."
Did you guys ever think to yourself, "Oh, I got this really old comic, or I got this really old toy," and you're like, "Oh, it's in good shape," and you go and you look at it and it's fucked. It's like ripped up or it's fucking worn and like you don't remember it being that way. That's what I thought in my head. I thought this guy had it somewhere and he went to get it and it's like, it's not as good shape as I thought it was. So
Okay.
just saying.
I think you're being
Just saying.
a little weird about it, but
I am being weird. So
Hey. Storm just came up with like 4 right hooks, boy.
just saying. That's all. Just sounds.
tried to hit him with a lightning bolt.
Just sounds prefabricated. Don't know why.
I don't know why either.
What's the word for that?
Paranoia.
That's not.
It's not paranoia. That's exactly the word for it.
Told him it's not.
I think you've been watching too much of The Thing.
I told him it's not paranoid. What?
We're gonna dip these transformers with, or no, what did they do with the electricity and the blood or some shit?
Yeah.
We're gonna hit all these transformers with electricity.
So
And whichever one doesn't go up in flames was sealed. That's all I got. Did I get anything, Vanessa? Did I get anything? Did you, Professor X? I didn't get any Transformers.
That is a cool Professor X.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
I'll have one. I'll have a haul next time, boy, because I got an embarrassingly big box coming from the Chosen Prime. So next time it's gonna be a good one. Yeah,
You got one?
I think you had that last time, didn't you? No. What is that? Fall Cybertron or War for Cybertron? No, Fall Cybertron Shockwave.
Oh,
He turns into
like a little ship.
Remember Eric Brennan's transformation, like his human transformation for Galvatron, where he just kind of like folded up and put his legs in the air and put his arms out and shit. Like that's basically what that reminds me of. Like it doesn't really look like anything. It just
It's supposed to be a spaceship.
yeah, he's cool looking at robot mode. That's it. Shout out to let's just move on. I'm tired.
What about Jed? Did he get anything? Any shout outs?
Did I get anything? I don't think I did get anything.
I got Detolf.
No, I got a bookcase. It's
it's a bookcase?
Kalax or Klax or
You want to be tall? Because it's not mine.
Yeah, she thought it was a
It's Jet.
no. Detolfs come in 2 boxes, don't they?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's only 1 box. It says K on the side of it.
Yeah.
He was struggling. He was struggling in the front door with it,
that's right.
trying to open the door and carry it like over his shoulder at the same time. And I was like, "Oh man!" And I went over to help him, and he said, "No, I'm good." And I said, "All right." And then I just stood there, and then he continued to struggle through the fucking door.
These are the same ones.
Yeah, Kyle was supposed to give me 4. He only got me 3.
Oh, for real?
If we go.
That'd be awesome. Thanks, Vanessa. Brother Kyle said there's a lot of numbers at IKEA, and he got confused.
Yeah, he did. He bought white Detolfs instead of black, I think.
Yep. He said they were on the black pile though. Racist.
I bet they didn't have the numbers. I bet you check the numbers. Numbers are tough. It is true though, man. Everything's so fucking confusing there.
Yeah.
I mean, not confusing, but it can get confusing real easy.
It's like a big fucking maze
Yeah.
trying to get from one side to the other too.
Mm-hmm.
They trap you in the showroom so they can show you more
And then
stuff
they
to
show you
buy.
that giant cinnamon bun on the way out the door.
Not actual size.
Yeah. Thanks for killing my dreams.
But yeah, I got the Calyx shelf. I'm gonna use that as a riser for the other side of my room, and then I'm done with my shelves now.
I need to get more risers.
I'm gonna put it. I have the other ones below my Detolfs, but this one's gonna be for the base of a Ronnie James diorama.
I can't wait until you put your basement back together and then you realize how much extra shit that you bought since then, and you have no idea where the hell to put any of it.
That's how I am. I have like these, a circle around the Detolfs in the middle of the room, and the one side of it is just piles of boxes. And I'm looking at it, I'm like, where the fuck am I gonna put all this shit? I'm like, I need to get another Detolf. I'm like, I can't get another Detolf.
I have 3 unbuilt Detolfs at home.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just sitting there.
Yeah.
Did you go white or black?
White.
White.
Yeah.
You were for the whiteys.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
you,
because look at him.
why did you pick Plick? Why did you pick black for upstairs?
Where are all the white Detolfs at?
Michael?
Oh, you talking to me?
Yeah, why'd you get black for upstairs?
I don't know, man.
I think
Did you pick from the wrong pile too?
No.
I think the black.
Yeah, the
goes
ones
better up
downstairs
here.
are white.
Yep. Yeah.
What the hell is going to happen?
No, I think the black goes better.
We're
up
going to
here
wrestle in
because-
here, Vanessa? Trying to get wild in here? Around the Detolfs, Vanessa?
No, I think the black goes better because like you got black there, you got the black on that, the black
Yeah.
on
Yeah,
the rack
black
there,
trim. I agree.
You know, sort of black right over here.
Sort of black. Right over here. Is that what you just did? Right here.
What's up? Do you have my key? All right. Thank you for bringing dinner. Oh, she's good now. Do you mind taking her with you? Because the second that you leave, she's going to be an asshole. And it's not always her fault, but... Anyway, continue, Jed.
I'll wait for this guy.
Yep.
See you later, DJ Jazzy Jeff.
Yep. See you later.
Let's see.
Parents just don't understand.
The funny part is, yeah. The funny part is, like, I bought stuff for Mike and I didn't buy anything for myself. Or wait, did I? No, I didn't. No, I did. I got a gray gargoyle for $4.50 at Walmart because it was $4.50.
It wasn't because you needed it.
No.
It was because it was for $4.
I just there was like a whole row of Captain Marvels and I didn't buy any of those.
Which one? MCU?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I
Because if you see the comic book one at a decent price, pick that one up. That's a decent figure.
yeah, no, it was I saw those when they first came out, but no, these were just nobody bought them.
That was back in the Odin or the Odin wave.
I've been sitting there for a very long time. There was dust all over them, or they were in the back or whatever. But yeah, and I was like, I should get a gray gargoyle, and then I'm like, I don't really want one. So then it was $4.50, and I was like, might as well get one. See, it's not that expensive. See, see. So But I have a whole pile of loot that I just shipped. I was telling Levy earlier, it pissed me off because the Vulture and Shang-Chi were supposed to be out by now.
Yeah.
But then
Did I pre-order Shang-Chi?
my stuff that I had, my loot had to go get shipped. One thing I'm excited about, though, is I got those Castlevania figures shipping with this shipment. So I'll have those guys.
Yeah, you're welcome, by the way.
Yeah, thanks. Thank you there, Filipino toy pusher.
I wasn't really interested in Shang-Chi until I started seeing the reviews for him come out. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, he really looks like Liu Kang. Like, he actually looks really cool. So,
What are you trying to say, Levy? All those Asians look alike?
Yeah, that's exactly it. No, I was like, I thought I pre-ordered, but maybe not.
Let's see. Shout out to Gary Kiefer. Today's Gary Kiefer's birthday.
Is it? Happy birthday,
Happy
Gary.
birthday, Gary.
Happy birthday, Gary.
Where's
I gotta send him a snake. I forgot to send him a snake today. Birthday snake.
Really kicking the shit out of that one, aren't you?
Yeah. I'm sharing out with everybody's birthday. Everybody's getting a birthday snake this year.
Is it the year of the snake?
It's the year of the rat.
Oh.
Remember? Rat trap.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Plague rat.
Yeah. But no, I didn't really it's the year of the what the hell is the year? It's the year of the mouse, right?
Year
Not
of the
the
rat.
Or is it the rat?
Yeah, it's the rat.
Is it the rat? It's not
Yeah.
a mouse, right?
No,
It's rat.
It's the year of the rat.
Rat.
I don't think
Okay.
there is a year of the
Spreader of disease.
Let's see. That's it. That's all I got.
I have one final shout out add-on, part shout out, part haul. But I was able to trade art for the bug.
Yeah.
Wait, what's this?
What'd you trade for the bug? What'd you get? What'd you trade away?
the DX9 Motormaster bug.
Yeah,
What'd you trade away?
Dragon Star apparel.
Ah, interesting.
Was it Truck Norris shirt included?
You get that free with every purchase.
I'll fucking laugh my $8 a shirt all the way to the bank.
I tell you what, I'll send you this and this and I'll throw in a Truck Norris shirt in there for you too for nothing. We square on the bug.
That's when they go, no, that's all right. You can keep that.
He's gonna slip it in anyway.
News?
Yeah, let's please.
I switched tablets up, by the way. I'm using my Fire now instead of my old, whatchamacallit, Android. Not these things. Unless you're living under a rock, I guess you heard that Kobe Bryant died.
Yeah.
41 years old. Basketball player, of course, from the LA Lakers. He was an Olympic champion 2008, 2012. And did you know that he won an Oscar in 2018?
No, I didn't.
For what?
Yeah, it was short form animation, I think it was. It was about, I think he wrote a poem about basketball. And somebody animated it, and then they won an Oscar for it.
Oh, shit.
2 years ago. So yeah, man, fucked up. Who else died from a helicopter? Didn't one of the dudes from ESPN die from a helicopter crash like a couple months ago too, or something?
I don't know.
Or somebody died in a helicopter crash.
Oh, are you thinking of Roy Halladay?
Was that who it was?
Roy Halladay.
Okay.
But he was flying the helicopter himself, and he was all fucked up.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, Kobe's 13-year-old daughter.
Yep.
Died. There was
A couple other kids.
6 other people.
Well, yeah, there was like
parents
there was
and
an
a coach.
entire family.
Yeah.
on there. Husband, wife, and daughter. I guess she was a teammate on Kobe's daughter's team, and there was another teammate on there. I think there was 3 girls on there,
Yeah, I don't know the exact count, but I know
and then the
there was a couple
pilot.
other ones on there. Man.
Yeah. So
Yeah, man.
rest in peace to all of them. That's awful.
I saw a picture on the NFL memes page, man, and it fucking grabbed me by the feels. It was
Yeah.
like Kobe used to like when he'd be waiting to take a foul shot or whatever,
Yeah.
he would always have his jersey in his mouth and shit,
Yeah.
and it had a picture of him side by side with his daughter playing basketball, and she had her fucking jersey in her
Yeah.
mouth. You're like, oh man,
Yeah, I saw your post on Facebook. That's how I learned about it. I'm not a basketball guy, but April is actually. She likes basketball.
Yeah, I'm not.
April,
Yeah,
really?
Yeah.
Who's her team?
Sacramento Kings.
Really?
She's from Sacramento.
No shit. That's
Yeah,
very
her and
interesting
her-
that she's
her
a
and her-
basketball fan.
Yeah, well, her and her dad. She doesn't really follow it so much anymore. I mean, she doesn't like sit down and watch games and stuff, but
Yeah.
she still likes basketball, and she used to sit down and watch games with her dad and stuff. So,
No shit.
so she was actually more upset about it than I was. I'm not that like I said, I'm not a basketball guy, but it was sad news.
So there's two things I got to say about it. Two thoughts I have. Number one, I'm so tired of like when a fucking celebrity dies and people bitch about like, you know, the celebrity dies and everybody goes crazy, but you know, this person and that person and these hundreds of people and these thousands of people die every day and like nobody fucking says shit about
This
them. Like,
homeless war vet.
right.
Okay,
Like,
yeah.
so
And then you don't.
how
see
many
them
lives did
making
that
news.
person touch?
well, it's not even about that, but it's just like everybody has to understand that when a celebrity dies, everybody kind of got a tie to that person. Like, yeah, I was because Gurm is one of those fucking idiots and shit, right? And I was trying to explain to him like with in terms he would understand, like an Eagles fan, right? When I meet another Eagles fan, it's not like that we're just both we're both Eagles fans, so it's cool. It's I know that guy sat through the Fog Bowl, and I know he sat through the fucking Tampa Bay game, and I know he watched Bryce Pop fucking break, you know, Randall's leg, and all that shit, and I remember sitting there watching all that shit myself and how I felt when they won the fucking Super Bowl. Like that guy fucking had all that, like we have a connection through all that shit, even though we don't know each other. Like when a celebrity, like people have connections through celebrities and shit. I'm a big Van Halen fan, man. When I meet another guitar player, that's a Eddie Van Halen fan. Like, you know, it's like a thing, like a link that we have and shit, even though we don't know each other. Yeah. So that's like why it's like that. And I don't understand why people can't get that through their fucking head.
It's because they want to have something to say. The way I look at it is, yeah, it's sad. Like, say, random homeless person dies. It's sad. It is sad. It's not sad.
Right.
You know, I'm not going to sit there and be like, hey, look at the homeless guy. He died. Yeah. All right. Good deal. Right. No, that's stupid. No, it's sad. Okay. But he didn't really touch my life.
Yeah.
You know, Robin Williams touched my life, and he touched the lives of like millions and millions of people. Right. Kobe Bryant touched the lives of millions and millions of people. Okay. Yeah, he was an entertainer, but it was still something that brightened people's lives. And when someone like that goes, yeah, it's going to get a lot more attention. You know, there's going to be a lot more outpouring of emotion and a lot more, you know, just a lot more attention to it. And
I wouldn't even say like you were saying about somebody brightening somebody's life. I just think famous in general, like Charles Manson drops over dead, or some fucking asshole dies and shit. We still all are like, holy shit, this, you know, asshole number one.
I mean, it's definitely going to get attention.
It gets more attention because
it's going to get more attention. Sure,
person, because we all know who this person.
I mean, if you think that some random person, you know, who really isn't known by anybody other than the people in their lives dies, if you think that that's going to make any kind of news, then you need to. You know, you need to think.
So there was a lot of that going on, and then the other thing, and I don't know if it's because I'm just getting older and like, you know,
paranoid.
I hate to say more mature, but I'm a little disgusted with the amount of joking going on.
Yeah, it didn't take long for the jokes,
and it's not just this celebrity death, but it's like a lot of them. Like, listen, if some fucking jerk off fucking bites a bullet, that's one thing or whatever. But like, I don't know, dude. I just like I saw. You know what? I don't even want to bring him up because I don't even want to like bring more attention to him. But I saw some pretty like lowbrow shit out there. Like there's certain things that you joke about, but then like when you start talking about like death and like, you know, oh, he's just a basketball player. Well, he was a husband and a dad. You know what I mean? And his kid who didn't even really get to start their life. You know, along with those other kids. Not saying that it's cool, like, you know, it's okay when a 90-year-old dies, but man, it's even fucking shittier when a kid dies and they had their whole fucking life ahead of them. You know, and people are like joking about it, and it's like, I don't know, man. And I got some of that from some people. You know, it wasn't just all people out there on the internet. It was some people that I knew. Yeah, and it. You know, honestly, like...
Well, that's what happens when you're famous. You're going to get all that good stuff, and you're going to get all the crap, too. So, and unfortunately, that people deal with grief in other ways, and some people just don't give a shit.
Yeah.
The one thing I think that makes me the most upset is if it's real or if it's fake, when people start posting videos of, like, the helicopter crash. You know?
Yeah.
And stuff like that. They're like, oh, you know, either this is like a leaked, you know, TMZ video that they got. And
motherfuckers want attention.
Yeah.
They just want
clicks.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly. And that bothers me the most because then that's just in poor taste.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, even if it is real, don't fucking post that shit. Have some type of respect for the family, you know?
Yeah. And have some respect for the people that might look at that don't want to see that.
And those are the same assholes that are fucking talking about how this person didn't get attention because they died. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's the same exact people.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, just
or the same people laughing at those jokes. So
I don't know why, but I felt like it stood out a little bit more this one than than a lot of other high profile deaths. I don't know.
This it's the world we live in today. That's you have the internet so that information is spread quickly, and then you have people who are keyboard warriors that can say anything they want without any repercussions, and all that stuff just gets spread quickly, and it's all bullshit.
I'm not looking forward to this year because of all it's with the elections going on.
Yeah,
not looking forward to this year.
This is going to be a rough.
It is
fucking.
It is.
This is where you try to find all those. When you see those posts go up on your wall every now and then, see someone's like fucking loving God because they've connected them with their fucking future husband or some shit, or God will make sure that that their fucking roof of their fucking trailer gets fixed and shit because of the storm that just blew by. Those are the same type of people you have to put on the same unfollow list as the political people that start popping up too. So. And then after it's all over, then maybe you can check back with them, see if they have anything.
I just want everybody out. I want everybody out.
Or not.
Start it all over.
Yeah.
So I was watching the Daily Show, and they were saying about how Pence went to visit the Pope. And Trevor Noah goes, he's like Pence is, he's like, even after he left, the Pope was like, man, that guy's a Jesus freak.
I like Trevor Noah. He's funny.
he used one of our jokes that we've been doing with like I'm the captain now. He's like you hear about how was it coronavirus? Coronavirus is like coronavirus is in Australia, coronavirus is in Europe, coronavirus is in the United States. He's like, but you don't see it in Africa. You don't see it. He's like, because when coronavirus gets off the plane, you see Ebola there going, look at me. I am the virus now. But anyway, yeah, fuck those assholes on the internet.
Yeah. R.I.P. Kobe and everybody else that was on that helicopter, man.
Yeah, that sucks. Did you hear that Terry Jones died? I didn't know this either. Terry Jones was part of Monty Python. He was 77. He was Welsh, actually. Screenwriter and film director. He co-directed Holy Grail, and then he directed Life of Brian, and what was the other one after that? Life of Brian, and the other movie that was right after that too.
I'm blanking right now.
Me too. Shit, I can't remember the name of it.
Which one? After what? Which movie?
Life of Brian and Holy Grail. There was another one. Shit, I can't remember. He played the really big, heavyset guy that walked into the restaurant.
Yeah, that's the one I saw in theaters.
Give me a bucket.
Yeah.
That was actually Terry Jones.
It's not for something completely different. It's Meaning of Life.
Meaning of Life. That's it. Thank you, Levy.
He was fascinating.
So yeah, he died. He died of frontotemporal dementia. So, but he was a funny dude. He was He was in all the skits and stuff. He wrote a lot of it, and like I say, he directed those movies too.
Meaning of Life. Like I said, my dad took me to see that in the theater when I was a kid. I don't remember much from it. From seeing it in the theater. I just remembered there was a scene where this man was running from a bunch of topless women.
Yeah. Everybody knows that scene. Yeah.
Everybody knows that scene. Like, I remember that scene because I was like 5 or 6 at the time when my dad took me to see this movie. And
holy shit, that changed your whole life, didn't it?
it was the first time I seen titties.
Can you imagine never seeing titties and then just seeing all the titties?
All the titties.
All the titties.
All the breasts.
I wish I had video of Levy how old were you?
I don't remember. Probably 5, 6.
Could you imagine his face? Yeah, man.
I don't know why my dad took
his arms on the chest.
I don't know why my dad took me to see that movie.
Him and his dad are probably making the same face, sitting side by side.
Maybe I thought there wouldn't be such a
for years, I didn't know what that movie was. For years, I had no idea what the movie was.
Just remember,
and I wasn't going to go ask my dad, hey, Dad, remember that movie you took me to with all the topless women running after that dude? Because first off, he wouldn't remember. And secondly, it would just be weird.
Yeah.
But then, years later, I saw I actually sat down and because I was reintroduced to Monty Python in high school and stuff. So I sat down and watched that movie. I was like, that's the movie.
Yep. There was 3 things from that movie I remember. Remember the big heavy guy fucking
Yeah, in the
throwing up
restaurant.
all over the restaurant
And
and
then
stuff.
he ate a grape or something or an olive, and he just exploded. But like first he started puking everywhere.
Yeah. Well, he walked in. He was like, "You get me a bucket. I'm gonna throw up." There was that, then all the fucking breasts, and then there was the other. I think near the end with Death
Yeah.
was giving shit to all the fucking English people how they were fucking rude and you fucking British bitches. You fucking being all fucking proper and shit. That was the only thing I remember. And of course, Life of Brian was fucking hilarious.
Do you know what I remember about Monty Python? I remember going places. I remember going to a Mortal Kombat tournament in Reading and with Levy.
Like real Mortal Kombat?
Yeah.
Like take your soul
like
and
the,
shit?
the video game. like the video game. You know?
Oh, okay.
Remember back in the day we would play that shit? And like I can't remember what happened, but Monty Python came up and Levy quoted Monty Python at me for like a half hour straight. To the point where I wanted to strangle.
Did you give him the
fucking shit out of
spam?
him.
They give him the whole
Oh, yeah.
The spam. He gave me every line in every Monty Python movie ever.
Did you go through the whole cheese shop and parrot fucking skit?
He got
And they were full Steve Robbins minstrels, and there was much rejoicing.
he got
Nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition.
yeah.
Our chief weapon is surprise. Surprise and fear.
Fear and supplies.
He got done.
Our 2 main weapons are surprise, fear, and overwhelming
done
devotion to the
around.
Pope. Our
Three main weapons.
amongst our weaponry.
And he's going through it. He wants to strangle us now.
Oh man.
I love my Python, man. I was
Spam, 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 spam.
All right, what's
spam de spam.
Lovely spam.
No, don't do it. Don't do it.
This is an ex-parrot.
He shuffled off this mortar coil.
This parrot is no more.
I want to kill you.
This is a dead parrot.
You're doing this while I got like fucking 8 swords right above my head.
I was actually introduced to Monty Python in high school too, and I never actually even heard of Monty Python because I never fucking watched BBC or anything like that when I was in high school. And a few of my friends like gave me all their tapes, and I listened to fucking all of them. And there's so
For those listening, he means VHS tapes.
no, I meant actually cassette tapes.
Oh, cassette
They were
tapes.
audio tapes. Yeah.
Forgive me.
Yeah.
Before the days of digital storage mediums like CDs, tapes or information was stored on magnetic reels of plastic tape. You know, audio cassettes, VHS tapes. There once was a thing called Betamax, but that went out with pornography.
I think I know what cassettes are. If they are a Transformers collector and they have Soundwave. But yeah, I listened to all of those. Hilarious. So, and then everybody would just start going into Monty Python skits in the hallway in high school and stuff.
Yeah.
So,
And no one got beat up for it too. That was that's amazing.
because everybody liked it except Mike.
Bring out your dead.
No.
What's next?
We were giving a tribute to Terry Jones.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you guys know? I didn't know this, but did you guys know that Christopher Tolkien died?
No.
Christopher Tolkien was 95 years old. He was the British academic and editor of the Silmarillion and the History of Middle Earth. That was
Is he the son?
J.R.R. Tolkien's youngest son of 4, I think it was.
Youngest son.
Yeah, he was the one that actually was given editorial rights to all of his publishing materials and stuff like that.
I see.
Because he was actually helped him edit and publish a lot of the works that he did. So Christopher was he was the son that went through and got like all of his like old manuscripts, all of his old like notes,
Curated everything.
put everything together and like published, the Silmarillion. It was in the 70s, I think that came out or something. And then the History of Middle Earth came out 80s, I think. I forget when. It was like 12 volumes.
Which one?
History of Middle Earth.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But he was actually very vocal and critical about the movies when they came out.
I heard about that.
He was like,
Oh, you mean the Peter Jackson? I thought you meant the
Yeah.
the biopic of Tolkien
No,
that
no,
just
no.
came out.
No, no.
So I know that got some heat from the Tolkien estate.
no, he was very vocal and critical about the movies.
Oh, from Peter Jackson's
Yeah,
films.
he's like basically he said they trimmed it all down and fit an action movie in 25-30 minutes of
Okay, I mean,
story for people
can't-
who less attention spans.
You can't have a 17-hour film. It's
Imagine though if your dad wrote
Yeah.
like something that was historically renowned for
I
100
get it.
years,
I think it still held to the spirit of it. The film, I think the films did. I mean, they just got rid of some of the extraneous stuff.
Sure.
But that's his opinion, and I get it. And it's very close to home.
Yeah.
So no, nothing but love.
Right.
But
So yeah, so he passed away, and those are the people that died that were in our realm of the woods. Did you guys watch the trailers? I know it was really super late with the trailers. So
No, I'd seen some of them already, but I watched them.
did you watch all of them? Really? Oh, okay. You watched all of them?
Yeah.
Larry? Wow.
Well,
Apologize.
seeing as how I had time.
I was actually watching like TV last night, and I completely fucking forgot about doing all the fucking work for the show.
Oh, did you post Harley Quinn today?
I did.
You did?
Should have
Okay.
Uploaded unless it aired.
I didn't get a chance to look.
Yep.
So
Yep. I didn't.
me just
message
talking about all the time I had, and I didn't have time to look at Jetflix.
There was a really cool documentary that I uploaded. It's called Making Waves, Mike, if you're interested in it. It's about cinematic sound and like how sound affects like in the movies and stuff. Not sound effects itself, but like just sound, the history of sound from the beginning of like, you know, silent films to today.
Yeah.
And one thing that was really, really interesting that I did not know is that Barbra Streisand was actually this big proponent of putting stereo sound into movies.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, back in the 70s. She actually paid like money out of her own pocket to make sure that, you know, the sound for the movie was in stereo.
Yeah.
It's because like all sound were, even though there was like, you know, albums out that were in stereo at that time, like
It was all mono.
movie theaters, like it's all mono. We don't want stereo.
Yeah.
And she was like,
fuck out.
this, it was A Star Is Born.
Yeah.
This movie has to be in stereo. And she paid like an extra few $1 million to make it happen.
So you could say Streisand was effective. You could call it Streisand effect.
I wasn't even looking at him and I knew it was coming. As soon as he said, you'd say, I should have just slugged him.
Do you have reach? Is your reach that good? You got that 44-inch reach from there?
I'll fucking throw hands.
But no, it's really, really interesting. Like the history of movies and stuff like that with sound. Like Apocalypse Now is one of the first movie to integrate kind of like a surround sound system and everything. So
That's interesting.
it is. It was.
I love the smell of napalm in the morning.
It was really good documentary. I enjoyed it a lot.
Charlie, don't surf.
I often wonder about sound like with like a like I think that more sound in movies than you think is sound effects. Like people like in the, what did they call that when they got the people in the room they're fucking making the noises themselves and
Clopping shoes on the table.
Foley.
Yeah.
Foley.
Yeah. I think a lot of that is that more than you think it might be, you know?
Well, there's like big 3 branches of it, right? So you have your dialogue, right? And then you have the ADR after that, because a lot of the dialogue doesn't get recorded and stuff. So they have to do the ADR in the studio.
ADR.
That's when they bring the actor back in to re-record their lines.
I was wondering about that. Like how many of the lines were actually recorded right there and how many were read.
A lot.
Like, yeah, because like, you know, just for instance, you're the actor and I'm the cameraman and I'm filming you sneaking through the fucking woods. Like how am I, you know what I mean? How are we not getting any of the leaves rustling and shit? Like from me, you know, I was always kind of curious as to how they did that. And I was like, man, how are they getting these voices and not getting all this other fucking shit going on?
Yeah.
And I had thought that maybe they might have recorded it, but I was like, I don't know, dude. Like
There was in that documentary there was a movie and I can't remember which one it was, but they said they filmed it. The woman that did the editing and stuff for the sound, or was she the engineer? Whatever. She won an Oscar for it, or was nominated for an Oscar for her work on the movie, but I can't remember the movie. But they actually had filmed like it was like a social worker scene in like an office, kind of like the Robin Williams, Matt Damon scenes, you know. But they used a aluminum building that was part of an airport or something like that to record on stage, and all you heard was fucking planes and fucking there's all the sounds of the engines and shit. And she took like all of that out, and this was pre-digital, you know, Pro Tools days and stuff. She
took all of what out? Took that out without having to do all the scenes.
So there could be all
audio.
this quiet in between their dialogue and stuff. Yeah. So
dude, you'd be surprised at like some of the shit that picks up, man. Like when when we shot the Angel Down movie, we used the second floor of the club in Allentown and the hum of the fridge.
Yeah.
Like you're not paying attention to it, but when you're editing your film and you're listening to that, and it's like, holy fuck, you can't believe how loud it is when you know, like we don't hear it now, but I guaranteed if we were videotaping this and shit and trying to shoot this in a cinematic way, you know, all that shit all the buzzing, even the lights and stuff like that. You hear all that stuff.
Yeah.
The whirring of the fan from the laptop.
Yeah.
I hear it now.
Yeah.
My heavy breathing. Anyway, so there's a whole bunch of different aspects of the sound. There's the dialogue, there's the ADR, there's the Foley, like you said, like, you know, which was in that documentary they explained where that first came up.
Yeah.
They were filming Spartacus, and I think that wasn't De Palma. That was Kubrick, I think, that filmed that movie, directed that. And they had all the guys, they're all marching down the field in Spartacus.
Spartacus. Oh, okay. Yeah.
They're all marching down the field and everything like that. All the you know, the warriors and stuff. And he said they sounded like a bunch of fucking pots and pans clanging together.
Right.
And the guy was like, the director
They wanted to get that good stop.
yeah. And Kubrick was like, man, he's like, I'm gonna have to redo this whole thing. We're gonna lose all this money. And the guy, his last name was Foley. He was, I got an idea. I'll be right back. He went out to his car. He got his car keys and like a thing, and he just did it right in front of the fucking camera. Like, so it sounded like there were a bunch of troops walking.
Yeah.
And they, ever since then, they've called it the Foley. So
I've seen little shorts on that kind of stuff, and it's
Yeah.
funny, like some of the shit that they use for the sounds. Like I think I saw somebody was doing a broken bone, but they were using like a head of lettuce and shit.
yeah, yep. Well, coolest thing was I remember, is it Brett Burt or Ben Burt or whatever? He did the sounds. Hey Bert. He did the sounds for Star Wars, and I remember them talking about that because I was a kid and I took a wrench and I went out to like one of the high power lines over near my house.
Yeah.
And I hit the wrench up against the high wire, and it sounded just like a fucking blaster bolt. It was like, pew, pew, pew. And that's how they got the sound for a lot of that shit. So, but yeah, that's Foley. Then there's the ambience, you know, sound that you have. Like, even though they're in scenes and you didn't record it, you have to add it in later as like wind blowing in the back or traffic or people walking or, you know, rain or some shit like that. And then of course there's the whole music section and stuff. But yeah, it's really cool because they were saying too, like back in the day when they first started recording people for movies, it was very directional mics. Right. So the actors, when they were doing a scene, if they were still, if they weren't moving and they were facing the camera, it would pick it up. But if, let's say, even I was just on the side talking to Levy, like they wouldn't pick anything up until I turned my head toward the mic,
Right.
and stuff. So there was like a lot of film. A lot of the film and the photography in the film was directed around where the mics were, where they could pick up the sound. So
I heard that one of Godzilla's roars is actually an old rusty gate slowed down.
I heard that was actually a big component of it was a cello.
I can
Where like
picture that.
where you take the bow and you kind of like just you screech it across, like, you know how you like like with a violin, when you like play it a certain way, it's just you get a screeching sound out of it. Like you do the same thing with the cello, and that was a big component of, because like the Godzilla roar is like a number of different things.
Right.
So
that wasn't in the documentary, but the King Kong movie was, and that's when the first sound engineering was done, where the guy went out and he recorded like lions and stuff and shit like that at the zoo, and like cheetahs and shit. And there's a scene where King Kong's fighting like the dinosaur.
Yeah.
So the dinosaur roar was
Are you
actually
talking the original?
Yeah, the original. It was like in the 30s or 40s or whatever when that came out.
Yeah.
Well, he took a lion roar and he took a cheetah roar and he played the cheetah roar backwards and half speed and put them together, and that's where he got that dinosaur roar from
shit.
it. And Steven Spielberg said that I think it was Ben Burt or somebody else that did the sound for Jurassic Park. He's like, that guy. He's like, he gets. I forget how he said. He gets the most thing for the film because he invented what dinosaurs sound like.
Yeah.
And he's like, nobody knows what the fucking dinosaurs sound like, you know?
Yeah. Now
They don't sound anything like we think they don't sound anything
Probably
like
not.
Jurassic
Yeah.
Park dinosaurs.
Yeah, probably not. But
Yeah, but he made up all that sound, all those effects and everything like that.
Speaking of dinosaurs, how disappointed were you the first time that you found out the T-Rex basically looked like it was chicken?
I still think of them as giant fucking lizards. Still,
yeah, but there's a good chance that a lot of them, at least a lot of the theropods had feathers. So I don't know if the T-Rex, you know, was entirely covered in feathers or whatever. But you know, he might. I read that like it would have had like some sort of like downy coat on it.
I don't like it. I like it when you look like a little tiny.
You know what? He'll still kill you
giant
just as
dragon.
fast.
yeah.
Yeah, birds are fucking assholes, man. They say it related to birds, man. Birds are fucking assholes, dude. They really are.
In that documentary, one of the guys did like his own like short film, and he did like the whole dinosaur, a guy finding a dinosaur, and the dinosaur like fucking ate him, and it was like a stop motion dinosaur, and he had the dinosaur eat him. He's like, and then like the last one was like, it's just like a slight turn with that.
A little bit of sass.
It was hilarious. But you should check.
Ta-da!
You guys should download and watch that. That was a really great documentary. I enjoyed it a lot. So anyway, so let's move on to the trailers. Lock and Key. Did you get more out of it this time around, Mike? No.
I just don't care.
You're like, fuck it.
Yeah, I try. I mean, you know, that's one of those ones like when it comes on at like 3:00 in the afternoon on when it's on TV and it happens to be on and I'm busy doing something, I could see watching.
You're
it.
missing out, dude. It's a great story. Great story.
Well, we'll see how the Netflix adaptation is.
Yeah. Well,
because Death Note was a great story too, and
Yeah.
we saw what they did to that.
I actually, that's a good segue, but I was gonna bring it up later. But I actually finished watching Death Note.
Oh, did you?
I watched the whole series. Yeah. Watched the whole thing, man.
A fucking mind fuck, man.
Did you watch it?
I never finished it.
Are you gonna finish it?
I don't know.
Do you want me to spoil it?
care?
I already know.
Talk
I
about
already know what the spoilers are.
You know what the spoilers are? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, for people who haven't watched it or are going to watch it or whatever, you probably skip this part. The thing that fucking pissed me off the most, or you know what I'm gonna say,
No.
was when fucking L died.
Yeah.
And it was like, and they brought in two.
Wait, L died? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. And they brought in two fucking weirdo replacement wannabe L's. And then it was like halfway through the thing. And it was like episode 17 or something like that happened.
Yeah, I didn't really see that coming. Well, I didn't see a lot of things coming, so I just chalked it up.
After that, I was like kind of didn't give two shits about the series that much anymore.
So to you, he was the
Linchpin.
That was the interesting aspect of it. He was the most interesting character.
Yeah, L was cool.
So
L was definitely cooler than Kira.
He was odd.
yeah.
Like I liked how he sat at the desk.
Yeah,
Like,
kind of like hunched over like a gargoyle.
yeah.
Well, he said that if he sat normally, his attention would be as focused.
Yeah.
But there's actually a whole I don't know if they did a live action show or movie or if there's a manga of it, but they have him. You know how they were talking about the girl he recruited for another investigation in Los Angeles?
Yeah.
They have that whole story.
That's
is all
cool.
fleshed out. Yeah.
Oh, good. Yeah, because you're right. He was, to me, he was more. I mean, I understand Kira was supposed to be main character, but
Oh, you mean Light?
yeah,
Light.
Yeah.
yeah.
Light Yagami.
And I thought there'd be like more Shimigami type of stuff with it, but I was like, it wasn't as supernatural. as I thought
There's
it'd be.
opportunity there for more. Story.
Did you watch those like compressed down like hour and a half like overviews of the thing? Well, this is interesting. I don't know if you know this or not, but like in the beginning of one of them, there's a Shimigami that comes walking up to Ryuk.
Yeah.
In the Shimigami world, because he's back there and he's like, I'm interested. I want to go down to the Earth. I heard you had this really great whole like not adventure, but this whole story going on that happened down there. And then they have Ryuk go into this whole thing, and then then the condensed version of the first half of the show is played out. Did you see that at all?
No, I didn't see that.
This is the interesting part. So the dude that walks up kind of has like these goggles on his head and stuff, and he's carrying an axe on his back, but it looks kind of like a guitar at the same time. And
Like an axe.
I couldn't tell if it was an axe or if it was a guitar. That was
Well, you know how sometimes they call a guitar an axe.
But so it's like these bookends of this like new part of the story. So he starts telling the whole thing. So and then after that part's over and Ryuk goes back, the other Shimigami had left and is like walking down the stairs. And he goes, "But you would know all about that, wouldn't you, Light?" So Light turned into a Shimigami
Oh yeah.
after he died.
I think.
Because they had said that people who use the Death Note
Yeah.
never go to heaven or hell. So
So they just go. Yeah. Well, that would have made.
so he actually got turned into a Shimigami after he died. Or at least it's implied.
Yeah. I think. Yeah. Now that you're saying that, it was jogging the memory. I think I remember.
But I mean, it was good. But like I said, after Elle fucking bit it, wasn't that interested much in the story. So, but it was good. It was all right. I still understand how you could get fucking duped over at the end that easily after all the fucking plans within plans within plans that fucking dude had worked out.
You're talking about Light.
Yeah.
I think he got himself. Like, he had so many different scenarios worked out and so many plans worked out, and he was so fucking paranoid that I think in the end, really, he did himself pretty much.
Yeah,
That's my opinion.
And where did you fall at the end? Do you think Misa like killed her fucking self at the end because she was like on top of that fucking tower and stuff, or because they didn't show it?
Yeah, if they don't show it, I don't believe it. Like when it comes to comic books, and I mean that's what I think they might be leading you to believe, leading us to believe. But I don't know. If I don't see it, I never believe it.
So you guys watched the Netflix movie, right?
Yeah, that was terrible.
How different was it from the actual series?
Yeah,
very.
Well, it's tough cramming, a 36 episode story into, not that they were trying to do it exactly, but they were trying to capture the spirit of that, and trying to do all that in a movie is just a 2-hour movie or however long it was. It's just tough, but it was just poorly done. It was just, it wasn't, I expected more.
Yeah,
and I'm usually really easy to please when it comes to movies and stuff, like as long as I'm entertained and shit, with the exception of Transformers, Bayformers.
They have a live action series and movies in Japan. They have Death Note.
Yeah,
I saw some clips and it blows away, like clips that I saw of the Netflix
I can imagine
thing.
Man, Japanese horror movies are awesome.
Yeah,
They
Ryuk
are,
looked
man.
great.
Yeah,
It was, the effects and stuff looked really cool.
actually, I thought Ryuk didn't look bad in the Netflix adaptation. I thought Willem Dafoe's casting was inspired, but other than that, I think that's like the only good thing I have to say about that show or that movie.
William Dafoe's casting was inspired. Wait.
As Ryuk,
Yeah.
I think the casting was inspired. I think it was a really great choice.
Oh, it definitely was.
For Ryuk.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah. And when I heard about that before I watched it, I was like, oh, this is great. Because I was basing what might be my opinion on that whole movie on like, wow, if they got him as Ryuk.
Yeah, I don't think there could have been a better casting for that.
Do you know in the manga, L actually didn't die like that. He did in the anime. He actually wrote his name in the Death Note and gave himself 30 days to die before the other Shimigami wrote his name in the book. So there was a rule in the Death Note that if you write your name in and then someone else writes your name in again, the first time it's written down takes effect than the second one.
Yeah.
So he already planned ahead and wrote his own name down, knowing that he was going to die.
Yeah.
And gave himself like 30 days to like solve a case someplace else or whatever, and then bit it.
Huh.
So, which was actually more interesting than just having him fucking die of a heart attack there in the anime. But anyway, let's move on. So Lock and Key is going to be actually coming out next week. I think February 7th
Already.
Yeah, I think it's next week. What do you guys think of the Sonic Super Bowl spot?
I just really don't care about the movie.
You don't care about the movie? No. How about you, Mike? No.
Yeah, I'm gonna love you on this one.
No, I'm a big Sonic fan, so I can't wait to see this. No.
Is
it the Jim Carrey thing? Maybe?
No, it's just first off, I'm not a big Sonic fan, but second, I'm not interested in those kinds of video game adaptations.
Yeah.
Like if they were to come out with a Mario movie, I wouldn't care.
He already did come out with the Super Mario Brothers movie. It was the greatest movie of all time. He'd never remake
a more faithful one. But still, if they were to do that, I wouldn't care. Now, maybe Legend of Zelda, if it was well done, maybe.
Yeah. I guess if there's a chance for it to not be hokey.
Exactly. Because I think Legend of Zelda lends itself more to a film than Sonic does. Well, I mean, bless you.
Thank you.
I mean, what's the story of Sonic? Really? I mean, it's just a hedgehog running around collecting rings and then beating up an old mustachioed man.
Yeah. It's ridiculous.
It is. And absolutely. And then he's running around with like a little 9-tailed fox, But like Legend of Zelda, I mean, I think that would translate really well to like a fantasy.
It's an RPG. That's
Legend of Zelda has
exactly.
substance. It has substance.
Thank you. Yeah, exactly. So,
well, they're video games, so one will adapt better than the others.
Sure.
I mean, can you imagine adapting like Pac-Man?
Or Pong.
Pong.
Pong. The movie. Oh, Christ! Someone was able to make the Emoji movie.
That's true.
They'll make a movie out of anything nowadays.
War of the Worlds. I didn't even know this was fucking a thing.
No, you didn't know
I saw
about that?
Gabriel Byrne, and I was
didn't
like,
know this was a thing either.
I'm like, this actually kind of looks okay.
It's been released in the UK for a while now, I think.
Has it?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Wasn't there didn't somebody remake War of the Worlds like
Tom
10
Cruise?
years ago? Yeah, I was
Yeah,
gonna
Tom
say,
Cruise.
I thought so.
Spielberg?
Yeah.
It was a Spielberg movie.
Yeah, it wasn't very good.
Well, I don't think it was very good. I think it was just that it really didn't stray from the original, so we all knew how it was going to end. There used to be a TV series on too that was like a continuation of the old 1950s.
Watch that when I was
the old
a kid.
1950s movie. It was actually a really good show.
I used to watch that religiously as a kid. I love that.
It had the guy that was in Predator. He played Lieutenant Colonel Chavez in Predator. He played Colonel Ironhorse in the War of the World series. In later seasons, you had Adrian Paul in it.
Yep, Highlander. Yep.
So
War of the Worlds was one of those.
My dad watched it a lot. So.
War of the Worlds was one of those very classic 80s stories where they had everything going and it was a very episode by episode type of thing. And then the next season, everything goes to shit. And then they fucking switch cast members out and everything. And it's like, you're like, one day everything's cool. And the next day everything is fucking, you're like, what the hell's going on? It was like one of those big, huge reversal story things.
If you missed a few episodes and you just happen to miss those episodes that kind of explain where everything went, you went from like, everything's okay to everything's like, holy shit, what the fuck?
Yeah, because they went from just having big-eyed tentacle monsters to having people and weird goo shit and stuff. Yeah, I used to watch
it's like the missing reel from Grindhouse. From Planet Terror. You remember that movie?
But the thing I remember most about that show is like at the end they'd have to show the planet Earth and had like the 3-finger thing about the going. Oh.
Yeah.
So,
and like I said, an interesting thing to note is that was actually a continuation of the 50s movie where the 50s movie did away with the 3-legged walkers and instead had the ships with a giant gun on top that would vaporize people and stuff. And so the ships actually made an appearance in the series. And stuff. I remember there was one like it was hidden in a warehouse or something like that, and it came flying up out of the warehouse and went after the main characters and stuff.
Wasn't the dude, the scientist guy with the glasses and the black curly hair, wasn't he supposed to be like the son of the original dude
I think
from the movie or something?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Colonel Horse.
Yeah. Yeah, I always thought that name was ridiculous, which is why why his character stands out. I always thought he was kind of a dick too.
He was a dick.
So, and that's why he kind of stuck out. And every time when I saw him in Predator, I was like, "Hey, it's crazy! It's Iron Horse, Crazy Horse. No, it's Iron Horse."
That's what you were drinking back then. Like,
I can make it.
40 Crazy Horse down from 5 points.
That reminds me of that one video from Cops where like he's seen that little midget dude that was arrested at the cuffs. I can break these cuffs. You ever see that? You're not breaking those cuffs. I can break these cuffs.
So I'm going to check that one out. War of the Worlds.
Yeah. I'm not super over the top excited for it, but it did look cool. It looked fun.
So I saw when this was promoted as a Disney Short Circuit. I thought they were remaking the movie Short Circuit.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
But it's actually just like a collection of short films, animated films and stuff. So
yeah, that looked cool.
Mike, are you interested in watching that at all?
The Disney thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. It looked cool.
I'll watch it.
I like when things are split up like little short stories and shit like that.
Yeah.
Easy consumption.
Like it was what was that Life, Sex, and Robots?
Love, Death, and Robots.
Yeah, that's it. What did I say? Life, Sex, and Robots. That was I'm thinking of Life, Sex, and Death. Remember that band with Stanley?
No.
It was a glam rock band, but they had like a bum. The lead singer was like a bum. It was Stanley.
No.
And like the whole band was all glammed out and makeup and spandex and everything. And Stanley was like, he looked homeless.
No.
Yeah.
I never heard of that.
That song, Like a Tank.
No.
Like you fucking shit ass, huh? You fucking shit ass. You never heard that? Oh,
no.
I'm gonna have to turn you guys on to that during break time.
No, not
Like
at all, man.
But anyway, Love, Sex, and Robots.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that was fun, because me and Vanessa getting these, watch like 15 minutes to 20 minutes or a half an hour or something and pass the fuck out or whatever,
or whatever.
So I like shit like that, man. Love, Sex, and Robots. You can watch 12 minutes at a time. It was cool.
My favorite episode was the 2 or 3 robots that were like touring the future human stuff.
Yeah.
And they were like a cat, like, and then remember that?
No, I never watched it.
Oh, you should watch it.
Dude,
It's good
man.
stuff. Yeah.
Each story is like so different. Like the one when they were out in the desert, be like mushrooms or whatever. It was like they were in the desert, but they were like swimming in the ocean. It was definitely like an acid.
Was that the one where it was the artist? Where he was doing art
by a shark.
Oh yeah. Oh, the two guys that broke down. They were sales guys, right? Yeah, that's right. And they started seeing all the fish. Yeah, that was cool.
There was a couple good ones. A lot of them. I mean, they were all good. But anywho's,
Just check it out. It's
fun.
good. Final Fantasy VII remake video.
Game looks like shit.
You look like shit. You and your coronavirus.
Yeah, no, I'm still excited for the game.
I don't know why, but that fucking song is stuck in my head. You? No?
No.
So this isn't a complete remake. This is like a reboot remake type of thing.
Well, it's a complete overhaul.
Yeah.
It's completely remade.
But like, I'm sure they're probably going to do some things that are faithful to.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I mean, the general story is still the same.
Yeah.
I mean, they've actually added some new things from that were fleshed out in like
I just saw a guy in
other
the
side games.
I saw a guy in a 3-piece
Crisis Core.
Yeah.
hanging out. It's like, no, wait a second. I don't remember that shit from Final Fantasy VII.
No, there were guys like that.
Was there?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you had the Shinra president and his lackeys.
Or are you talking about when they dressed up Cloud in a dress?
I don't know.
No,
that was in the
game. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't remember why.
Yeah, I can't.
Brother Kyle was saying
remember.
there's going to be a lot of social justice warriors out there complaining about Cloud being in a dress.
Yeah, well, they need to play the game and get the context.
He's been doing it since 97.
Yeah.
I know 30% cunts. We always talk about that, the vocal majority 30. But you know what? I really fucking hate those 30 cunts. I really do.
Well, that's why we call them cunts.
They make everybody look bad. Because they make me not like anybody. But I shouldn't not like anybody. I should like people until they give me a reason not to like them.
Nah, fucking hate them until they give you a reason to like them.
Guilty.
Fuck them all.
Proven innocent.
Fuck them all.
Look at how much more easygoing I am.
I can't wait for that game to come out.
Yeah, that looks good.
Can't wait. They're selling fucking all types of fucking shit on Ami. Like Shinra pens, Shinra notebooks. I was like, oh, I should get a pen and notebook. Oh, that just cost me $70. I don't think I will.
One notable thing about the trailer is we got our first look at Red 13.
That's true. And Brother Kyle mentioned that Matthew
was
Mercer,
the
dog
looking
or cat
thing,
looking thing.
lion, maybe?
I don't know.
I was gonna say he looked like the emo Lion King. Like I remember
Okay,
A
yeah.
tough version of fucking Pete Puma.
Yeah. How many tats you got? Oh, how many piercings? Oh, 3 or 4.
13 or 14.
Yeah, he did. He looked like emo Pete the Puma.
But you know, his the lip syncing on him was actually really well done.
I noticed that too. The and they were actually like mouthing English.
I wonder if they redid
Well, they had to redo the facial animations
right. So it's
to match up the lips and match up the speech.
right. And it's not like they're cutscenes where they're rendered out. So I'm sure that the game engine adapts for the language. But Brother Kyle said that Matthew Mercer is voicing him, but I couldn't find anything related to that, except that there was some Twitter post that Matthew Mercer made of he had a pumpkin around Halloween that was a carving of red. And
this one guy I watch on YouTube, Maximilian, he's mentioned something about Matt Mercer voicing
it's a good choice.
Red 13. Yeah, well, he's a really good voice actor. He's really prolific too. He's done a lot of stuff.
I looked up Matthew Mercer today when I was looking for that stuff, and I found out he's worth like $0.8 million or something like that. He's like one of the highest paid voice actors.
So it's all that Critical Role money.
There's do you know the cast of Critical Role?
I know who they are. I just don't remember their names.
Do you know the thin, pale redhead?
Yeah.
That's his wife.
Is it?
Yeah, he married
His
her.
wife's hot.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I was like, yeah, he's married to so and so, and I looked it up. And I'm like, oh, that's the chick from fucking Critical Role.
Yeah. Okay.
So
the big guy Travis Willingham.
Grog,
Huh?
Grog.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's voicing Thor in the he's voicing Thor in the new Avengers movie
Really
game. Yeah, the new Avengers game.
nice.
And actually, I think his wife is voicing Black Widow.
Huh.
I think. I'm pretty sure they're both in it.
Interesting.
Yeah. So yeah, they're both really prolific voice actors too.
I would like to rage. Anyway, let's see. Oh, I left this for last because I know you guys want to talk about it. Mortal Kombat Legends. Scorpion's Revenge.
That looks like fun.
So is this is this the original Mortal Kombat story retold from Scorpion's perspective? Then
Seems that way, doesn't it?
it just to me the trailer just looked like it was just the Mortal Kombat story.
Yeah, because you didn't see any of the later characters, and by later
Other than Quan Chi.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we saw Quan Chi in there.
Yeah, but you said didn't you?
But
say
he's been
he was
retconned.
retro? Yeah.
He's been retconned back
At least
in
you
the
got
original
a
story.
faithful looking Raiden and not
Yeah, that
fucking
was
Christopher
nice.
Lambert, you know.
I didn't mind Christopher Lambert's look.
Was all right.
But not in a cartoon format. You
Yeah,
wanna see.
but
You wanna see-
it was James Remar that I couldn't stand
Yeah.
as Raiden.
I listen. So
Hey, it's a new haircut.
here,
What do you think?
Before you guys go off on your 20-minute tangent about this, right? One thing that bothered me about this is that it's done by DC's animation, you know, and it just reminded me too much of like fucking DC Universe animation. Like I'm waiting for Superman to pop in, and I don't know if it was. And of course it's supposed to be rated R, but I'm sure in the trailer they're not going to show a lot of shit. But I want to see more graphical animation for Mortal Kombat than fucking a DC Universe anime.
It reminded me actually of that old Ninja Turtles series from like the 2000s. The one where they did the movie where they met up with the old 80s Ninja Turtles, you know, that version where they were like really tall and muscular and everything. It reminded me of the same animation style. The big, thick, heavy black lines and the sharp angles and stuff. Which, I mean, in all honesty, it wasn't that bad. So, I mean, it said it was rated R, so I expect there's going to be all manner of gore and violence. But this is an approved audience's trailer, so
Oh, it's gonna be so.
it was
good. I can't wait.
So
Yeah,
there's going to be fatalities and shit.
Yeah, because I don't get excited.
I just
over
hope it's
much.
not corny, you know, where they try to incorporate too much stuff from the game in terms of like dialogue and stuff
I
like
agree.
that.
You don't need.
Where like you have one guy where Sub-Zero where somebody's head out with the spine, how Shang Tsung goes, fatality. or like when he does the knockout blow and Shang Tsung comes up and says finish him. And stupid shit like that. I hope they don't do that.
I don't need a ton of fan service. I just need just a hair. That's it. Just
Just show me the Mortal Kombat story. Show me the characters. You know, show me the blood and gore.
and
I'm fine with that.
give me a
Keep the dialogue natural.
give me a mature.
Wasn't Reptile a little bit too reptilian
No,
in that trailer?
no, he's been retconned to be reptilian in terms of like his skin and stuff.
That reptilian with like a reptile face and shit. I thought he still had the ninja mask and stuff.
Yeah, but even one of his fatalities, he takes the mask and it's
Well,
like he looks human, but then when he takes the bottom half of the mask off,
but
then he has like a
in
lizard
later
face.
games he's been retconned so that he's got reptile skin and everything.
Okay.
You know, so he doesn't have a human appearance in the later games.
So you think they're taking, or did they take any like character designs from like the latest games and poke it into this animation, or is it more faithful to kind of like the original?
It's the original, but like I said, Quan Chi's in it. He's like the only one from like one of the
I
later
don't know
games.
who Quan Chi is.
He's the
He had the Pope hat, right?
what's that? Quan Chi?
No,
he
I'm
didn't
thinking
have-
of Shinnok.
Yeah. No, Quan Chi, he was the sorcerer who actually made the deal with Scorpion to return him to Earth as a revenant to get his revenge on Sub-Zero.
Oh, okay.
But it was all part of his overarching plot, you know, and whatnot. He was like the real mastermind behind things. It was retcon that he was like, you know, plotting things like before the first Mortal Kombat tournament and shit. It got really convoluted, but yeah, he was behind Scorpion, but it actually ended up that he's the one that had Scorpion's clan slaughtered.
So this look of the cartoon, I mean, the animation do you think is it too cartoony for you guys, or is it okay, or you want it something
I'd
different?
have to see more of it.
Yeah, I mean, I thought the animation looked a little choppy. But like I said, I'll wait to see the finished product before I judge that. So, like I said, it did remind me of the Ninja Turtles art direction, or their art style and stuff that they used. So
Yeah, I'll have to see more of it.
yeah,
You guys want to move on to the news?
Sure.
Yeah.
So with Mandalorian, I don't know if we should slide this to toy news or not, or if you want to talk about it now. But the Sideshow releases the images of the life-size Baby Yoda.
yep, for the low price of $350.
$350.
Can I tell you that Baby Yoda just annoys the shit out of me?
Fuck you.
It annoys the shit out of me.
That's because you haven't watched The Mandalorian.
Look at Baby Yoda, so cute.
He is a pop culture icon now.
Yeah, because you haven't watched The Mandalorian.
You know what it's like? It's like when, the latest band releases the latest song and then ZZO fucking slaughters the shit out of it a couple times a day, every day for the rest of your life, and you got to hear this fucking song. Man.
If you had jumped on the
crazy
Mandalorian
train.
bandwagon with the rest of us, you'd be right there with us.
No.
You'd be pre-ordering one.
He ain't gonna like it now anyway.
Huh?
He ain't gonna
No,
like
I'm
it
sure
now
I'll
anyway.
enjoy it.
No, you won't.
I'm sure
No,
if
you
I saw
won't.
Baby Yoda, it's like, oh, well, look at that's cool. Like,
The episodes are
but-
longer than 12 minutes.
but like, you know, everybody's
Nope.
just.
He's forever hating Baby Yoda.
It's just he's.
You bastard.
It's not even like people like him for like he's a badass.
No, he's adorable.
Yeah, see that
You just want to scoop him up and hug him.
huh? I want
But he's really well done in the
hug
show.
your head with a hammer when you say shit like that.
There was a meme that
You
somebody
really
made
wanna-
of the two women and the cat at the plate. And there's the Mandalorian was pointing, and he goes, "The show's called The Mandalorian." And they had like the Baby Yoda show.
You saw my post, right? About the Sideshow figure? Or,
Oh, yeah.
April was like, "Oh, I want that so bad, but I can't spend I'm not spending $350 on a toy." And I'm like, it gets better the more you. It gets easier the more you do it.
Like murder.
It's like murder. It gets easier the more you do it.
April liking it makes perfect sense because she's a girl.
No,
I don't want to
it's
sound like a teenager right now.
You sound like a misogynistic pig. Is what you sound like.
no, but Vanessa hates Baby Yoda. Vanessa, what was when Vanessa comes down?
She said that she didn't like it.
hates
Yeah.
him too.
She said she doesn't like him.
Baby Yoda is awesome.
How could you and Vanessa hate a child? A poor, defenseless little
But he's
Yoda
not.
child.
Isn't he 50 years old?
He's
Yeah,
that's,
he's 50
they
years old, but
age
that's-
differently.
He's still a child.
Yeah, fuck him. He's 50 years old. That's
They
like,
age differently.
like
When 900-year-olds become, you will not look as good.
and it's exclusive from Yoda. Like Yoda is the man, old man Yoda.
Yeah.
But Baby Yoda just annoys the shit out of me.
He just annoys the shit out of you because he's popular.
Huh? No, he annoys the shit out of me because
You're one of those folks.
because a bunch of friends of mine
He wants to be cool.
that are
Cool
my
to hate Baby
age
Yoda.
So edgy.
that are like, oh, he's Vanessa, come here for 1 second.
He probably has like a Baby Yoda hanging
Tell-
from his rearview mirror with like a fucking arrow through his head.
Tell this fucking Mo across the table from you
This what?
Mo.
your thoughts. Your thoughts on Baby Yoda. Wait. Here.
No, I don't.
Okay.
It's overdone.
Nobody can hear you because you're not talking on a mic.
Basic bitch.
So so Baby Yoda is the tribal armband of.
Yeah, fucking everywhere. It's like vomit.
On a side note, they have a life-size Boba Fett you can buy for $9,000.
See now that's that would be all right.
Yeah, but the Sideshow Collectibles life-size Baby Yoda comes with the little lever handle.
Oh, I think they say like a frog that he.
No, it comes with a little lever handle from the ship.
Yeah, I'm with you. Oh, look at Baby Yoda. I could cuddle Baby Yoda, and then I could fuck my she-figure.
Wow. Holy shit. Mike went there.
Yeah, he did.
Know.
Yeah, he did.
I didn't know he was.
You gotta go cuddle Baby Yoda with a pair of crusty underpants.
Just tell him to go back to his fucking Hot Topic job with his Scooby-Doo hair gel. And his t-shirt side fucking
Hawkeye
business.
called. He wants his hairstyle back.
Yeah. Just bring up that video of the fucking worst haircut of 2019. Did you watch that video?
the title was enough for me.
The two dudes were like, you know, Hawkeye kind of looks like that guy now you see that at a fucking barbecue that says, I'm going to light this fucking rocket in my ass.
It's true, man.
Like, are you saying about getting a haircut now before the morning?
Yeah.
No, you know what? I gotta not dye the side of my head next time because it looked a lot cooler when it was gray on the side and black
Shave
on
it
the
down,
side.
man. Fucking clip it down.
It was really short when I first got it. Ask her.
No, I mean clip it down before the show.
No, he's gonna make me do it. I'm gonna
Yeah.
do it up and he's not gonna
Oh well, no,
Dude, like put like a big MK on the side.
Oh my god.
no, don't do that. Would you shave my head before would you tomorrow? Shave my head?
Shave a little Baby Yoda.
Huh? How long would it possibly take you to shave the sides of my head? Yeah, see?
Yeah.
Shave a little baby Yoda on the side of your head.
Yeah.
Baby Yoda's awesome.
He's
A curse on anyone who speaks ill of Baby Yoda.
he's so
Honestly, when I first saw him, I was cute. And then I saw him again.
see
I still don't.
see
I feel like Baby Yoda wasn't every definitely like the meme.
no Baby Yoda
No,
overdid
yeah,
it.
everybody did it.
All right, let's move on.
Speaking of Star Wars, there was a
Yes.
Star Wars Underworld test footage was leaked online.
Star Wars Underworld.
Star Wars Underworld was supposed to be what the Mandalorian turned into back when George Lucas still owned Star Wars before he sold it for $4 billion to fucking Disney.
Jesus.
He planned to record, I think it was 100 episodes and be done with this. And it was supposed to be like street level Star Wars. And it was going to be too expensive. So they abandoned their project because it was going to cost like $50 million an episode or something like that. So, and I watched the video and man, this is some of the worst shit I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
I understand.
I thought he was gonna be like, it was really fucking
No.
cool. I really wish they would have done something. Nah,
They showed like
this shit sucked.
they showed 5 minutes of it, right? Just so, and then they showed the next 5 minutes of it like behind the scenes, like in parallel with the show, with what the test footage was, and it was fucking terrible. And the funny part was like all these comments below were like, "This is amazing. I don't know why they didn't make this instead." And I'm like, "This is fucking garbage." Not only was the ADR the fucking worst fucking ADR I've ever heard in my entire life. The voice, I get it. It's test footage. You're supposed to just look at it and say, "Oh, this is how it's supposed to look," or it was going to look this. But man, it didn't even match up to their mouths. Some people were talking, they weren't even talking, and like their lips weren't moving. They actually had one part where the fucking Blade Runner car that they ripped off fucking like shot out like lightning bolts and shit. And they had like 3 or 4 fucking chicks in yoga pants fucking running across the fucking screen away from it. It was blatantly like 80s yoga fucking pants look. High fucking fluorescent
Leggings.
fucking pink. Yeah, it was bad. They had a part in the scene where a stormtrooper was shooting at a guy from behind a counter, and it was like one of those like movies like you see like Airplane or Top Secret where the fucking stormtrooper would be shooting at the guy, and then the fucking guy would pop out of the counter and they would be literally like a foot away from each other. That's how close they were.
Like Austin Powers and shit.
Yeah, or like The Naked Gun or some
Yeah.
shit like that. I thought it was a fucking fan film that somebody was fucking duping, saying it was, but it was for real. It was bad. Watch it when you guys have time, and you'll see how
I don't know.
bad it is.
I don't know if I really want to see it.
It just to fucking
see it after your description.
just to laugh at it, dude. It was bad. So yeah, that was. I still don't understand how people were saying that was great, but let's see. The Arrow season finale, series finale. Did you watch it?
No.
No. Are you gonna watch it?
Maybe
You hear about it?
eventually.
You want to
I've
hear
seen.
about a spoiler about it?
I've seen this. I've
Did
seen
you watch the spoiler scene?
I've seen the Barry Allen meme where he's like in front of the graves, like doing the peace sign.
I didn't see that. I gotta see that.
It's funny.
Did you hear about Diggle?
Yes.
Okay, and the fan theory. So, spoilers for everybody that hasn't seen it yet. Lewis, I'm sure.
I don't know if you can really call it a fan theory at this point.
Well, no, not anymore, but it was a fan theory forever.
It's still not confirmed, but it's
Right.
basically confirmed.
So, basically, at the end, fucking John Diggle gets fucking body slammed up against the side of his van by a fucking meteorite, and he walks into the crater, opens up a little fucking box, and there's this bright green glow, and he squints his eyes.
Shining in his face, yeah.
Yeah, and he fucking, that's it. Cut the Barry out in front of the gravestone.
You know, it happened, it was like at night, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it was like,
Darkest night.
you know, brightest day and blackest night.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of people were laughing. They said that it was a Ben 10.
It's the Omnitrix.
Yeah. And then everybody else was going, oh, wait, he's moving to Metropolis. That's probably Kryptonite.
Yeah.
But anyway, it'd be kind of cool to see that actor, I forget what his name is, but see that actor become...
He was in Dexter, you know.
Was he?
Mm-hmm.
As what?
He was the informant that the one guy, the one detective, he was his informant, but then
I
Deborah
remember him
started
now.
getting information from him, and then she started fucking him.
That was pre-fucking
Played,
telephone pole.
Antoine. Yeah.
That was pre-telephone pole arms, I think. He didn't have fucking giant fucking bowling ball fucking...
Oh, no, he was a lot smaller then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's this card, yeah.
Oh, but yeah, he played Antoine.
Yeah.
That was his
fucking
name.
huge now, so...
Yeah. Well, they are supposed to be having or HBO Max is supposed to be doing a Green Lantern series, and supposedly it's supposed to be part of the CW universe. I heard.
Really?
That's what I heard. I don't know. I haven't looked into it, but
I doubt it.
I don't know.
They're
But,
probably like, fuck that shit.
yeah.
Fuck that CW crap.
I don't know. But I mean, if they do a CW series with him as Green Lantern, yeah, I might watch it.
I'd love to see him as Jon Stewart. I think he'd make a great
Yeah.
Jon Stewart. So
I mean, how are they going to change his name from Diggle to Stewart?
well, they actually figured that out into the one episode where his stepdad's name was Stewart.
Oh, okay.
It works
Yeah, it works.
technically. So
But like in the
You hear the wheezing?
yeah, what is that? Is that your dog? Or is that
She's under there.
is that the dog? But what's wrong with the dog?
in the comics, they created John Diggle was an original character for the Arrow show.
Yeah,
But I think in the comics they've introduced him, right?
I don't know. I don't want to read DC.
So I'm wondering how they're going to reconcile all this as him being Jon Stewart, or if they're going to bother with that at all, just keep them separate
I don't know.
characters, or maybe they'll just do another reboot in a year. And
Yeah, I know. I'm interested to see him like either guest star in Flash or Supergirl or some other thing. You know, whatever other DC CW show that they have, or even the HBO one. Is it HBO? You said?
yeah, HBO
HBO.
Max. HBO Max is doing
Even
a Green Lantern
even having
show.
be an HBO, but I doubt that'll happen at all. So, but no, it's cool.
But
that
I'll still want to watch the HBO Max Green Lantern show. But
the one part was actually kind of funny. Was you know how in the beginning episode they just show Stephen Amell doing the fucking bar,
the
going
salmon
up
ladder, yeah,
going. What's it called?
salmon ladder,
Salmon,
yeah, as
like
in
a
the fish. Yeah,
salmon ladder. Yeah, do the same. And then they had Diggle do that in this
Yeah.
last episode. He's like, it was a lot easier than I thought. He's like, I should do this a long time ago. And then fucking, what's his
funny.
name? Fucking Wild Dog, whatever.
Yeah.
Said him was like, that's because your arms are like telephone poles. Anyway, so moving right along. It was pretty funny. Let's see. Marvel and Hulu's Howard the Duck and TIGRA and DAZZLER show have been scrapped.
Well, I had to see
Can't
that.
imagine why.
Kevin Smith was actually part of the writing, directing thing for Howard the Duck.
Well, I mean, I saw it coming because they've been scrapping all their TV projects because of the move of all filmed
Yeah.
and Marvel projects are going to Marvel Studios.
Well, in a related note, too, they actually canned the fucking Fox name Studios.
Mm-hmm.
That's no more.
Yep.
Now it's
20th Century Studios.
Yeah. Fox is gone. So
Yep.
this is quite interesting since it's been around a long time. But yeah, I agree. It was kind of like along the same lines of like, why would you fucking can like Gabriel Luna's fucking Ghostwriter project, you know, and that was going to probably have a lot of promise.
Well, I think that I think they canned it with the intention of moving it to Marvel Studios and reworking it there. I'm sure we'll see a Ghost Rider series.
Blade's coming out.
Yeah.
I'm sure they're going to have a Ghostwriter. They'll probably do fucking all that whole, you know, Sun.
How cool would be a Midnight Suns movie be?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that would be awesome.
Freaking Blade, Ghost Rider, Doctor Strange.
Yep.
Throw Morbius in there.
Yep.
Fuck Morbius. Fucking fuck Morbius. I hope the Midnight Suns movie opens up with Blade killing Morbius. Just staking him right through the fucking heart.
What's wrong with
And then cutting his fucking head off.
This guy likes Baby Yoda, but hates Morbius.
Because Morbius is a dumb pig-faced asshole.
And last but not least,
Fuck Morbius.
left this for last so we could talk about it. But new Transformers movies are in development. Paramount.
Interesting.
Rumor is that there are 2 movies being developed in simultaneous, where it's going to be a reboot, basically a continuation of Bumblebee or more rebootish, you know, and then the other one is going to be a Beast Wars movie.
I know I said I was going to read the
This
article.
is from Army of Dead and Zodiac writers.
I ended up not reading the article, so I'm hoping that somebody did and can fill me in on it. But
It wasn't much. It wasn't much to it. That was basically
That was
the
all it
articles.
did.
Yeah, the articles are exactly what I just said.
Okay. My question, I guess, that I would have when more information is available is, are these movies related?
That's a good question.
You know, will the Beast Wars movie, like, you know, just like Beast Wars and G1 was tied together, like, is this going to be some sort of, you know, which you would think they would be. They would, no?
Maybe, maybe not.
It's interesting.
Most spin-offs usually have some type of relationship to the canon or the characters that are part of the movie series that they're coming from.
Yeah.
But I don't know. A lot of this is all rumor and conjecture at this point. There's no confirmation. No one's said from Paramount that, yes, that we're definitely doing this or anything. So
Levy?
what do you think? Do you think that they're going to continue on the Bumblebee, you know, road with the sequel and they're going to kind of do an Optimus Prime movie? Or do you think you're just going to reboot it into a 1980s or 1990s, probably rebooted Transformers? More G1-ish, less Bayformer?
I wouldn't be opposed to that.
And then the second thing is it's going to be an all Beast Wars movie. What do you think about that?
Travis Knight's not back though. I'm sorry.
Yeah, they didn't say anything about directors. Michael Bay. Everyone. It was funny that the Beast Wars Society Facebook page was going nuts because the one site goes, Michael Bay is confirmed as director for Beast Wars.
They didn't really say that somewhere. They were. That was like
indie director trolling. Mike Bay.
Yeah, indie director Michael Bay. Yep. But that's when I took the picture of Ravish from the Bayformers and painted him yellow and put spots on him. Yeah, so it was Cheetor.
Funny. That's funny. I want to crack a joke here, but I don't really want to grab the low hanging fruit.
It's been there all this time.
Well, no, it's
why not grab it now?
It's the same. It's
been grabbing it all year.
It's the same joke. I mean, it's like, do they really think that Beast Wars is going to be a lucrative idea? I mean,
apparently so. If they're going to be writing,
but no, actually, I'd like to see an interpretation of that. I'd like to see how they would do it.
I hope it doesn't suck.
Yeah. There's a good chance of that happening. And
could suck.
I mean, if a Transformers movie is gonna suck, I hope it's that one. Bazinga! Bam! There it is. But yeah, no, I'd like to see what they do with it. So,
what would you do if it's the greatest Transformers movie ever made?
I'd probably hang myself.
If it's the greatest, but in context,
I'd move to China.
Oh man, I guess that low hanging fruit was just hanging way too low.
I just started licking all the fucking doorknobs in the fucking Wu-Tang district. What's it called? Wuhan.
If you say like the greatest Transformer film, like
the Wu-Tang virus, the Wu-Tang virus,
you're up against the fucking 5 Bay films and Bumblebee. Like, how fucking great could it be? Like, I don't want it to suck. I hope it's like it's part of the Transformer universe. I want the Transformer movies to be successful.
It becomes so popular and successul.
Yeah.
That the masterpiece line just completely switches to Beast Wars.
Oh, stop it. No, you know what? It's gonna be funny though. Like, let's say the Beast Wars film is like decent, right?
Yeah.
And then like 5 Transformer films that are like really good come out after it, then it'll be like
Beast Wars saved the Transformers franchise again.
Transformers movie franchise again. Yeah. You know what? Like part of me dreads that happening, but the other part of me wants it to happen.
Because we'll never hear the end of it.
Yeah, well, yeah, but that's like also entertaining too. Right. It's like half infuriating and half entertaining at the same time. I kind of like it, but I hate it, man.
I was on Stasis Lock not this past Wednesday, but the Wednesday before, and I was saying about how the 80s nostalgia is dying down now, and because we're getting to 2020, and I said the 90s nostalgia is going to start picking up. And I think this is the beginning of...
Jed's been calling for this for 4 years now.
Fucking A, I've been saying it from now. I'm telling you, it's just not...
That was the worst part of it. It wasn't... You know what I thought of when I saw Beast Wars movie? Not that I was going to have to put up with Tyler.
It was that Jed was
that Jed was going to go, oh, look, it's happening.
I predicted this 4 years ago, but nobody would listen.
And you guys said, no.
It's like...
That'll never happen.
Yeah.
It's like my mom watches a Phillies game and says fucking 15 guys in a row is going to hit a bomb, and then somebody puts one in the sea. She goes, I told you it was going to happen.
I told you it was going to happen. Nobody listened to me.
Nobody listened.
Nope.
The end is near.
Here it is.
I hope the movie bombs just to prove Jed wrong.
I think it will.
Well, no, that bombing doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
I think it'll do well.
Just the fact that it's happening.
Oh, yeah, I guess.
I think it'll do well. It's a big change. It's a change on it. I mean,
I think the idea of it, I think it had to happen at some point.
Mm-hmm. I like the idea though of that, like really successful movies coming after it.
No,
in the franchise again.
That's a nightmare scenario. It's a nightmare scenario. I'll delete my Facebook.
I think if you have 2 series of movies in parallel, that might work too. You might have like this whole 90s G1 reboot.
Well, unrelated, you're saying?
Maybe sort of related.
Yeah.
Like maybe they kind of cross over at some point. Maybe they do a Mask movie. Maybe they do that ROM movie. Maybe they do, G.I. Joe movie. And they all kind of mix together. Transformers, G.I. Joe, Beast Wars, fucking mega fucking crossover.
Yeah. I guess I don't know, man. I don't even know if I like that idea anymore. Like the whole, like everything's got to be a fucking cinematic universe anymore.
Yep.
And it's like,
I mean, it is Transformers, so of course it has to be some type of cinematic related universe. I'm hoping.
Yeah, but I mean, like they could like. I feel like Transformers, much like Star Wars, has so many characters and so many backstories and lore that they could stand on its own.
Yeah.
And I think like a Beast Wars thing crossing over with it is, I mean, Beast Wars is still Transformers.
I'd like to see Beast Wars take place someplace other than Earth, away, far away, and then you could say somehow they could reference fucking Optimus Prime and Megatron or the Great War or something like that, and that's good enough for me.
Yep. I wouldn't mind seeing Mask branch off because again that makes sense.
I would love to.
Or
see
they can make it make sense. I always like the idea of humans reverse engineering transformer technology to make the Mask vehicles.
Meh, I don't like that idea. I just like a bunch of fucking smart fucking dudes coming up with cool conversions of cars, kind of like Fast and Furious.
No, I always like that idea to mix the two franchises.
I mean, like kind of like how they took the whole Chitauri technology and reverse engineer it for like fucking Spider-Man.
When what?
In Homecoming.
Chitauri did Spider-Man.
Yeah, that's the whole point of like the Vulture's crew. They were
yeah, you're right.
And they were making weapons out of it.
Yeah. I like yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's how maybe like if there's ever a Green Goblin, that's how he gets his Goblin Glove fly or
what from Beast Wars?
No.
I don't think it has to happen that way, but I'm thinking what he's saying is that like it would make a lot of sense in a tie-in tie-in situation.
Sure. Yeah.
Like
it would be easy using that idea. It would be easy to tie that into the Mask franchise to the Transformers franchise.
Right.
Like Visionaries, I think you're going to be stretching.
Fuck Visionaries.
Like Rom Space Knight. I don't really know much about it. I mean,
Rom Space Knight fits.
Does it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But like G.I. Joe fits. I think I'd like to see that. In the same universe as Transformers.
You already had it
because you
had G.I. Joe in the first fucking Transformers movie.
Yeah.
But they did. It was basically G.I. Joe and Transformers.
What?
It was basically G.I. Joe and Transformers, the very first Michael Bay movie.
Oh yeah. See,
they just weren't called Duke and Scarlet.
Yeah, you know what? Why didn't they name them that? Why didn't they give them those code names? That would have been awesome.
Yeah,
that would have been great. Like Josh Duhamel playing Duke.
Yeah, basically.
Freaking Tyrese playing freaking I don't know.
Roblox.
No. Not Roblox.
First Aid.
Huh?
First Aid,
yeah, sure. But yeah, you know.
Gung Ho.
Just getting like Lester Spite. Like he was in the third movie. He could have been
Quick Kick.
Gung Ho. So
once a man. That's it for the news.
Okay.
Okay. Weird news. Weird news. You were mentioning something about chips.
Chips?
Yeah. No. Oh, that wasn't part of the weird news?
No.
Oh, that was just April asking about potato chips on sandwich?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I don't know why she asked. She just texted me and asked if Mike likes chips on the sandwich. I think maybe she wants to comment on his post or something. I don't know.
About the baby Yoda?
Yeah. But anyway, well, the Super Bowl's this weekend.
Yes.
So I figured...
Who's playing? Not the Eagles.
Chiefs
or the
and the
Raiders.
Niners.
Yeah, Chiefs and the Niners.
Yeah.
It's all red.
Yeah. Who you got? Shout out to Andy Reid and the Chiefs for beating the Niners 2 days ago.
Yeah.
Yesterday.
With a gratuitous victory of
49.
49. I was going to say
good.
41, 21.
So we were both agree it's going to be kind of high scoring. Oh, you think the Niners would only 20? Well, you know what? See, man, the Chiefs can't keep pulling this shit where they go down 17 points and then come storming back, even though they've done it a couple times in a row. But you can't live like that because at some point, because the Niners got a good defense.
Yeah.
But I think if the Chiefs get up, I think it could be a bloodbath because the Niners don't have that they have the defense, but they don't have I don't know. I'm not sold. I'm just not sold on Jimmy Garoppolo. Like I think that they've been the beneficiary of suffocating defense all year. And then once the offense gets rolling and shit, forget about it.
21-42. That's what I think.
Yeah. Chiefs split or doubling up. Wow.
And I think the Super Bowl commercials are going to suck this year.
They always do.
Yeah, they always do. They're because people expect too much anymore. And then that makes the people making the commercials try too hard, and when they try too hard, it's no good. There'll be a gem or two in there. Probably.
There'll be some Budweiser heartfelt bullshit about a horse and a dog and
forced patriotism.
Enforced patriotism.
I would throw a monkey wrench in there, like throw a change up if I was ahead of Budweiser, and I would just have the horse. Like it would look like it was going to be like heartfelt or whatever,
and it just takes a shit
the horse
everywhere.
Shits, yeah.
I thought you were going to say, like, it eats the dog or something.
No, it shits on the dog.
It
just shits on the dog.
Nah, like it's just standing there all majestic. And so just takes a shit.
But the dog got to be involved though. Like he's
and then
his way up.
you have to have
The dog comes up and sniffs it.
Maybe grabs the turd.
Then you gotta have the three
Budweiser.
You gotta have the three frogs. You gotta have the three frogs on the side just fucking looking at each other and shaking their head.
Budweiser. It tastes like shit. All right. So anyway,
weird news.
For weird news, I thought I would run through some Super Bowl facts.
Interesting.
So this comes from Reader's Digest. I'm not sure what year this was posted. This was posted this year or last year or whatever. But this is 15 craziest things you never knew about the Super Bowl. So the first fact, they say there are 25 steps to making a Super Bowl football. Each step is completed by hand by Wilson craftsmen and craftswomen with the aid of machines at the Wilson Football Factory located in Ada, Ohio, according to the company. That doesn't go over what the steps are, though.
Thank God. There's 25 of them.
I was worried.
Step one.
Oh, and the ball is crafted by hand in the USA. But I just said that in Ada, Ohio. But anyway, each team gets a lot of balls. Each team gets 108 balls to be precise. Each team playing in the Super Bowl gets 108 footballs, says Christina Peterson-Lohman of Wilson Football Factory. Of those 54 are for practice and 54 are for the actual game. During a typical Super Bowl, 120 balls are used. The additional ones are kicker footballs used for all kicking plays.
I don't think that I knew that there was a different ball used to kick.
I knew that.
Did you?
Yeah, that's why they're always banging the shit out of it. They're pushing the fuck out of it to stretch it out.
Laces out.
Because it's brand fucking new.
Huh. Did not know that.
The players drive in style. Every player gets a car for a week. As a perk, every player in the big game gets a loaner car to drive around during the week leading up to the Super Bowl, says Marlon Jackson, Super Bowl champion with the Indianapolis Colts, who now runs the Fight for Life Foundation, Inc. During Super Bowl 51, I don't know what, XLI, I drove a Cadillac Escalade all week, Jackson says. What?
Sorry. I thought you were going to say something like a Lamborghini or a fucking...
No, Cadillac Escalade.
Fucking DeLorean that went through time or some shit. Not a fucking Escalade.
He pulls up in his Chevy
Yeah,
Cavalier.
who got the Kia?
When did the people that drive in style show up? You just mentioned them a couple seconds
an
ago.
Escalade.
I got a Land Rover.
I don't know. There's nothing wrong with an Escalade.
Like I'm
If I
talking
can
shit
drive
like
an
I'd ever
Escalade.
own an Escalade.
Yeah, really. Come on now.
I've been in an Escalade before. It's not that big of a fucking deal. It's just a big giant SUV.
Anyway, what really happens during halftime? Halftime is for exercise and R&R. Jackson shares that during the season, players use halftime to make adjustments and work out any muscle kinks. But since the Super Bowl halftime is twice as long as usual, players wait about 20 minutes before doing anything, warm-ups, adjustments, etc., to time it to the start of the second half. Super Bowl equals big bucks. I knew that. Tickets cost thousands of dollars. I thought that was pretty widely known. You might have known this Super Bowl fact already, but getting to the big game isn't cheap. The average cost of Super Bowl 50 tickets in 2016 was over $4,700, says Bria Trinchero, founder of ShoeIn.com, a ticket sales site. But not back in the day. In 1967, tickets cost $6.
Whew. What was the price of bread back then, too?
A nickel. Tickets for the very first Super Bowl in 1967 cost an average of $6, which is apparently too pricey for many. According to Trinchero, there were 30,000 empty seats.
You gonna go to that Super Bowl? Are you gonna go to that Super Bowl, Muggsy? I ain't gonna go to the Super Bowl. That's too expensive.
$6.
$6. Oof, I can buy a car for $6.
Halftime performers make how much? Halftime performers don't get paid.
I didn't think they did. Yeah, I thought it was
Katy Perry, Bruno Mars, and even Beyonce didn't get paid a single dime to perform at past Super Bowl. But don't feel too badly for them. Trinchero shares that although they don't get actual cash, the exposure can be worth tens of millions of dollars, and often halftime shows score higher ratings than the actual game.
I heard that... Who's doing the halftime show this year? Beyonce?
No.
There's two of them.
Yeah, it's actually somebody that I like.
Katy Perry?
No.
What did the internet say?
J-Lo.
Jennifer Lopez?
J-Lo and who?
Shakira.
Yeah.
I heard they're gonna have a tribute to Kobe.
She's
during the
not.
halftime show.
She's not in my wheelhouse, but she's gorgeous.
She get it.
Do you guys hear me
Yes.
in the middle of your fantasizing?
I was thinking about Shakira.
They're gonna have a tribute to Kobe in the halftime show.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I saw Shakira one time in like a tore up pair of jeans and like I think a Scorpions t-shirt or some shit. And I know she probably never listened to a fucking note of Scorpions. Was still fun to look at.
Oh, those hips don't.
Slap him. You're close.
I am not the key grip. I just watched that movie again the other night.
Yeah,
It's still as good as it was before.
Les Grossman, greatest character ever.
It's still a fantastic movie.
I'm talking scorched earth, motherfucker. I will destroy you. No e-ticket sales for Super Bowl tickets. They're all paper. They only issue and accept paper tickets, which is an interesting fact. The Super Bowl used to be called the AFL NFL World Championship game, so it wasn't always called the Super Bowl. It wasn't actually referred to as the Super Bowl until the third one.
Do you know who won the first Super Bowl, Levy? I do.
The first Super Bowl, Cowboys. No. Oh.
It starts with the color.
What?
It starts with a color.
Oh, Green Bay.
Correct.
Yeah.
Blue Jays.
Blue Jays. No, I thought it was the Cowboys. Oh, I don't know. I'm not big on NFL history. Okay. 6 little words. Every single Super Bowl football has these phrases. The words Commissioner Wilson and Made in the USA have been imprinted on every single Wilson Super Bowl game football since day one. And there's a couple more here. The Lombardi Trophy. Load up, motherfucker.
Was named after Vince Lombardi.
Here we go. The football on the Lombardi Trophy is huge. The football on top of the Lombardi Trophy is the exact size of an official, the Duke football, which is 55 centimeters through the middle, 71 centimeters around the ends. Okay. It's good to be family or a friend. Players' families get big Super Bowl perks. Players aren't the only ones who get to enjoy the Super Bowl perks. Family and friends enjoy the weekend with hotel stays, luxury vehicle loans, and exclusive events.
Like Escalades.
Yeah. They also have the opportunity to attend practice the day before the game, or at least it was this way with the Indianapolis Colts. Tickets to related parties can cost thousands. Ticket to the Super Bowl isn't the only in-demand ticket that week. According to Trinchera, there are multiple high-profile parties all week long, most with corporate sponsors. Some tickets can go for more than $2,000. The most expensive Super Bowl ad cost $12.4 million for a 30-second spot.
Which was?
The most expensive ad of all time, a $12.4 million ad by Chrysler in 2011.
You know that fucking Budweiser commercial with the horse shitting on a dog probably cost like $50.
The coin used in the flip is awesome. Each game gets its own unique coin crafted by the Highland Mint. The front of the coin features the Lombardi Trophy along with the helmets of the two teams playing. Superfans can purchase a replica coin after the game. Check out the okay. So that's it for Super Bowl facts.
Levy, let me ask you something from somebody that's not like that. You're cool with football, but you're not like a huge football fan.
Yeah.
Viking fan, but not like diehard like some.
Yeah.
So the Super Bowl has been around. What was the first Super Bowl?
1961, I think it said.
So before that, there were championship games.
Yeah.
Right? Not called the Super Bowl.
Well, actually, like that thing said that it wasn't called the Super Bowl until the third Super Bowl.
Right. But I mean, like,
Well, there were
Before the
there were championship games before they brought the two leagues together too. Don't forget.
Yeah,
Right.
It used to be the NFC and the AFC championship games were like the pinnacle for each league, but they never had a game together until they came up with the whole concept of the Super Bowl.
right. But this is I'm talking NFL championship.
Al Davis was actually a big contributor to bringing everything together.
Oh,
Teams that won the championships before it was called
Here we go.
Super Bowl.
yeah.
Here we go.
Count them or not count them.
No, because it's not the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? It's not the NFL championship.
So you're saying
Then
that
that backfired on you.
no, because there is a part two. There's a part two.
Okay.
So like baseball, you got the World Series, right?
Yeah.
Right. It's like it's American. Well, there's a couple Canadian teams or whatever, but like baseball is obviously becoming bigger, like across the whole planet. They're playing baseball everywhere. What if they eventually change, like have different teams and change the World Series? Like to some other fucking name because they started including
The rest of the
more
world?
teams. So like the Yankees.
no,
so what do you?
because
So the Yankees like what about all 20? What do they get? 27 Yankees?
That one I don't know. I don't
26
know.
or 27 championships and shit. Oh, World Series, but not World Series anymore.
I don't think that's a really accurate comparison because isn't the World Series between the two different leagues? You got the American and the National.
But they're both in America.
Yeah, but so is the NFL.
Yeah, the America wins the World Series every year.
Yeah, it's it's kind of dopey that it's called the World Series. Like if you're not here, you got to be thinking like, well, them balls, man.
I know there's I'm
Series.
sure there's a ton of Japanese baseball teams will wipe the fuck out of like all.
Well, dude, look at
World Series teams.
How many great players are like American born players, or you know what I mean? There's a ton of fucking like Dominican players and shit. They're fucking they'll roll in the major leagues too. Like all those guys, the Japanese players, like you said. And it's getting like that in a bunch of sports, man. Basketball is the same way, dude.
Well, that's why people watch soccer more so than any American sport because it includes
the entire
world.
Yeah.
Well, it's the most popular sport in the
Well,
world.
it's because it includes teams from countries that are actually teams from countries, not fucking everybody in America saying that it's a World Series or a Super Bowl because it's just includes American teams, you know?
By the way, I was on the way. We went to Moe's for lunch the other day, and on the way out, I looked up at the TV, and there were. It's on ESPN. I don't know which ESPN it was on, but it was on one of them, like the Ocho or whatever. Cornhole.
Yeah.
Competitive.
Cornhole. Yeah.
Televised fucking cornhole.
Yeah, I've seen it before.
On ESPN.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Are you shitting me? Like, where are we drawing the line on what's a sport and what's not a sport?
Street Fighter was featured on ESPN.
See, I think it's
Evo. The Evo finals used to be aired on ESPN.
to me, it's ridiculous. And I like video games.
I think it was ESPN 5.
But still, though, isn't that a little crazy?
Well, think about it back to the X Games when they first came out, right? People were in an uproar about how they didn't want to have any type of thing other than what the traditional sports were on.
Yeah.
So the X Games had to be on Fox, I think, is when they first came out. They were on Fox. And then they incorporated those in the ESPN. So...
Yeah, but those are still athletic.
We're talking about the X Games, though. We're talking about
they're still athletic endeavors.
But they brought like snowboarding and stuff like that into the like Olympics and shit, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, at what point do you think in the future that you will have like
Olympic
level
Street Fighter?
Yeah.
No,
And here we have
no, just like Olympic
the
video game channels.
American Street Fighter team
I'm going to tell you something.
going for gold.
You guys, your mentality is too American. You got to look at all these other countries like Japan and China and a lot of other Asian countries who.
Oh, trust me, when it comes to Street Fighter, I'm not.
No, not just Street Fighter. I'm talking
American-centric.
like you know the strategy games that like StarCraft and stuff and all that shit. Those things, the amount of people that watch those, the amount of money that goes into those things blows away.
Oh, I'm well aware of that.
No, we're not arguing that. We're arguing over it being on ESPN.
Yeah, they're trying to.
Like knock yourself out if y'all want to have tournaments and
I mean, I'm not against Street Fighter being on ESPN.
They're trying to adapt to the world changing in the world, man.
There was talk about. I agree with that, but there was talk about one day Street Fighter being in the Olympics. People were talking about I don't know if they were like seriously talking about it, but like the question came up, and so there was thoughts on it. I just don't see that. I would never want to see that because the Olympics are about athletic endeavors. Okay, you can never tell me that some kid sitting at home down in a bag of Doritos and a big gulp of fucking Mountain Dew playing Street Fighter and housing somebody online with Abigail is an athlete. You will never tell me that. You will never be able to convince me of that. They're not athletes. They're skilled. And I will never, ever, ever take away from a professional player's skill because I know what it takes to be a pro level Street Fighter player. I've seen them. I've talked to them. I've interacted with them. I've watched them play. I've watched them play in the highest levels of play. I've been to Evo. I've seen it, but they are not athletes. I don't think any esports player is an athlete. You're playing a video game. An athlete requires physical exertion at the very least.
Do you think that Taekwondo fighting is athletic? And
absolutely.
Yeah.
When I was training for Olympic camp back in the early 90s and stuff, that wasn't in the Olympics yet. because it wasn't allowed, because a lot of people said that wasn't a sport, wasn't athletic enough. And then it finally got inducted 4 years later.
How would anybody say it's not athletic enough though? Like
That's what they said.
yeah, but
It was never included. It had to be inducted into the part of it.
At the same time, boxing was.
Yes.
that's I
In
don't know.
Taekwondo, you're already using 2 more limbs than boxing does.
Yeah, I feel like I don't know. I feel like the video game thing's a little more cut and dry.
It's just, you know,
I'm just saying that was a stretch to get into the Olympics. Let alone try to get a Street Fighter in the Olympics.
but again, I think that has more to do with prejudices, and I don't mean racial prejudices, but you know, just certain prejudices.
Traditional. Whenever, if you're a traditional,
It wasn't part of it
person, I
before,
guess.
so it shouldn't be part of it now.
the same people that don't
That
want the
mindset.
X Games being part of something like that.
It's
because
the
it's not
resistance,
right.
resistance to change. But by the same token, I think that if they start including things like video games into the definition of athletics, I think that takes away from the meaning of athletics.
well, I mean, it should be not really an athletic thing. It should be more of a mental sport, like chess. You know,
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm gonna tell you something.
strategy.
If there is ever Olympic Mario Karting, I'm gonna put a team together. If I'm not on the team, first of all, it's a fucking travesty. And once I'm on a team, I'm gonna put a team together, and we're gonna go to their towns, and we're gonna beat their asses, and we're gonna fuck their women. Wow. And then we're gonna make them like it. I couldn't keep a straight face. You ever hear that Lenny Dykstra bit? It wasn't even a bit. It was him when he was trying to make a pitch for himself to be the new Phillies coach. And that's what he said. He was talking about how the '93 Phillies were a bunch of animals, and he's like, "We're gonna go to their cities. We're gonna beat their asses. We're gonna fuck their women, and we're gonna make them like it. Nails out."
Conan, what is best in life?
To crush your enemies, to see them driven before you and hear the lamentations of the women.
Mike, what is best in Mario Kart?
But going back to what I said, though, I mean, like, if they start including video games into the definition of athletics, then why not rock, paper, scissors? Why not
Tic-tac-toe.
tic-tac-toe? Why not this, that, and the other thing? It's like, no.
Olympic ass eating. That's more athletic than fucking Street Fighter. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
But yeah, like, athletics is about testing the physical limits of the human body. It's about, you know, tests of endurance, tests of strength. You know,
But you have to incorporate the existing sports with the new sports. So, like, you have to have, like, Olympic bobsled ass eating. Shot put Street Fighter.
but yeah, and like I said, I'll never take away from a game player's skill. You know, they work hard at it. It's a job for them. They deserve to be recognized for that. And you know, like I said, I'll never take that from them, but I will never ever consider them athletes. So I don't think they should ever be considered athletes. There's definitions. That's the reason why we have definitions for things.
Well, now that
Words
you just
mean
called
things.
a whole bunch of people nerds.
Huh?
Did you just call a whole bunch of people nerds?
No, I didn't call
You'll
them
never
nerds.
be physical enough to be an athlete.
No, that is not what I said. I said that they will never their skill set will never be considered athletic.
Nerd.
That's what I'm saying.
There's some hairy cocksucker out there right now in a beanbag chair, dipping fucking popcorn. He's got butter in his belly button, and he's listening to this right now, going, "Man, fuck them guys, man." What's next, Levy? Let's move on before we alienate everybody.
That was the weird news.
Yeah, that's it from weird news. Just some Super Bowl facts.
Super Bowl facts and calling all the video game guys out there nerds.
I did not.
Calling them non-athletes.
You left out
That I did. Or I should say their skill set in video games is non-athletic. They very well may be athletes, you know, in other areas. They may be avid basketball players or football players, you know, or, you know,
Would you call
karatekas.
Would you call the guy that has the high score in track and field an athlete?
No.
Come on.
No.
All that tapping?
Oh, it's Outback. I'll put Outback because I use it. Yeah, I put Outback.
You were saying before about the hot chick that wore the Scorpion shirt, but she never listened to a lick of music.
Shakira,
Yeah.
yeah, which is ironic because I've never listened to a note of her music either.
Did DJ ever listen to any Aerosmith at all, or did you just wear that?
No, he knows his shit.
Yeah, does he?
Yeah, he knows his shit.
Yeah. Thought maybe just wearing that shirt because he thinks it's cool.
DJ, do you like Aerosmith?
Who?
He knows some shit. He's over here clowning because he thinks that you don't know who they are.
Who's the lead singer of Aerosmith?
Some dude with big hair.
Steven Tyler.
Look at even the brown guy knew it. And look at him. He's brown. He's brown. Look at him.
There's a lot of racism going on in this podcast tonight, man.
DJ, tell me one song that Aerosmith does. Just one. I don't have to. Just not two. Just one. Shh.
Oh my god.
And not crazy. Walk This Way. Did you know who they did the song with? Shut up, Levy.
I didn't say nothing.
I come down here wearing an event.
There you go. So why are you wearing that shirt? Because it fit. Was that Mike's shirt?
Yeah, it was.
Was it Mike's shirt?
This is your shirt?
Oh, look at Jed being the gatekeeper here.
I saw a funny Avenged Sevenfold meme out there, and it pissed me off because I didn't agree with it, but I just thought it was funny. Some dude, it was like something about Avenged Sevenfold, but it was the comment, and it said, "Avenged Sevenfold, this is what happens when you feed Nickelback after midnight."
I see that. Like I was like, oh, Mike's gonna love that one.
It's total
That's
bullshit,
pretty good.
but it is funny though. But total bullshit, but I get it.
Did Tyler invite you to the Nickelback show in Hershey?
No.
I got a Facebook invite for the Hershey show of Nickelback by Tyler.
Actually, I did. I didn't want to own up to it though.
I ignored it.
Did I ever tell you I went to a Nickelback concert?
No, you went to see fucking Daughtry.
Yeah.
Which is probably worse.
It was worse. Daughtry's good.
Oh, wait, Daughtry toured with Nickelback?
That's perfect.
That must have made
Daughtry has an
millions.
album and all 12 songs are the same fucking power ballad. And which is the same fucking song that he sang on American Idol. Was he on American Idol? Fucking 12 weeks in a row.
Yep.
What up?
And Stain was there too. They were terrible.
I wonder what his vagina
Stain.
smells like.
Wait, why don't you?
Five Finger Death Punch is the quintessential meathead band. You know who listens to Five Finger Death Punch? Dudes that spend 7 days a week in a gym, drink Monster, have probably maybe frosted tips like in their hair probably. And what else? Like the
Have cooking shows on Food Network?
Oh, that guy.
Welcome to Flavortown.
Yeah, but he just has the frosted tips though. Like he's just got like there's different doucher what do you call them, like characteristics, and he doesn't demonstrate all of them, just the frosted tips. But you know, the bro guy, you know, the brew. I just sound like such an old white dude right there.
All right, we're Five Finger Death Punch, and welcome to Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives.
like it's that guy, you know, dude. They're Nickelback. They're metal. They're more what would happen if you gave if you fed Nickelback after midnight is Five Finger Death Punch. Like that dude, like that fucking lead singer. Do you ever hear them guys? Five Finger.
No. No, I don't listen.
You've
to
heard him. Have you ever heard him?
Couldn't
And it's
care less.
like this singer, and he's got this like deep this voice or whatever, and
I was
it
too busy
sounds like
listening to Daughtry.
it sounds like a put on voice. Like Daughtry, he sucks. I can't believe you went to. You had to go. April wanted to see him,
Hey,
right?
April, did I wanted to see him too?
That's kind of like Pitbull too.
I don't get Pitbull either.
Pitbull's like they gave some karaoke guy too much money.
but yeah,
Basically.
he's like. But what does he do? I don't know what he does. Have you ever heard
Karaoke. That's all he really does. He takes other people's fucking music.
He
and sings
dresses
on
like
top.
a 70-year-old like a yuppie, right?
Yeah.
Like, but the name
There was
is
some producer out there that goes, let's fuck with this guy, give him some money, give him a record deal, and see how
and give
bad it
him
goes.
the name of
And he went crazy, and they're like, fuck it, it went too far. And now
Do you
they're
think he
making
named
money
him-
and they can't stop it.
Do you think a record company named him Pitbull, or do you think he named himself Pitbull?
I think they just looked around the room and they're like, fucking, let's call him
Pitbull.
Pitbull.
The name just cracks me up. Pitbull. What are you gonna call yourself? You know what? I'd be afraid to call myself that because, like, yeah, like Pitbull. Who the hell calls themselves Pitbull?
It's better than Labrador.
You know what we sound like right now. Yeah.
You're the one on soapbox.
You.
Yeah. You're on the soapbox.
You're co-signing a lot of shit.
I'm egging you on, yeah.
Yeah, those two angry German Muppets. that are up in the fucking balcony. Yeah.
They were German?
Waldorf
So,
and
Were they German?
or not? Or
Were they, like,
German.
were they Nazis?
No, they were just two angry old dudes.
Waldorf sounds like an angry old German.
Well, I feel like if somebody's angry, maybe to you.
9.
Yeah, they were a bunch of like old rich dudes that fucking would come and heckle fucking
Waldorf.
Fozzie.
What was the other guy's name though? I bet if I type in Waldorf, his name will come up.
No, it's not.
But you have to laugh like, oh, after
Waldorf and Statler.
Statler.
Yeah, Waldorf and
They're
Statler.
definitely old, angry fucking German bits.
Waldorf and Statler are
Dude.
not German names.
My favorite Death Punch sucks. Daughtry. That's disappointing, Levy.
Oh, fuck you. I like what I like.
12 times over again.
And
And Nickelback's not bad.
what's worse, Nickelback or
Or-
Baby Yoda?
Oh, Nickelback. Yeah, Nickelback. Because I feel like Baby Yoda is going to fade after a while.
Nah, that's staying power.
You know,
Baby Yoda has staying power.
like,
There's more seasons of that show coming.
oh, yeah, I'm sure. But I don't know, man. Nickelback's hanging on way too long. But you know what's cool, though? This is where you jump the shark. I think the tour they're on now isn't an actual for an album. It's like, this is, I don't think we can be friends anymore. Oh, she called us fact check before she laid her comment down. That's what she was doing. I'm gonna tell her I farted on her chair a couple times during 10 shots. So we're done with weird news. Toy news. Surprisingly enough, there were no new reveals of any kind of significance. Transformer wise, I don't know if you guys have else outside of that. Raiden, did we talk about Raiden last time?
Yes.
No.
Yes, we did.
We did?
Did we?
Yeah, because I told you about it last week,
Oh,
and you
okay.
included it. Yeah, there was the Figma Max Factory Starship Troopers bug went up for pre-order last night.
What I see was really expensive, man.
It
For
was
a
really
3-inch figure.
4-inch,
4-inch figure.
4-inch, probably by 6. Yeah.
That's insanity. How much was it?
Well, from in Ami Ami, it was 90.
Yeah.
You look at BBTS today, it's 150, and it comes with two 2.5-inch figures, like trooper figures.
Mm-hmm.
So you can fucking impale them and shit.
Yeah, they like come with like little holes in them and stuff.
One of them comes with the Johnny Rico head face sculpt, which I don't know how the fuck you're gonna tell from a 2.5-inch fucking trooper figure. They probably just put like a fucking Lego eyes on it, and you'd be like, "Hey, Johnny Rico." So, but yeah, I can't believe how expensive that is. I remember a bunch of guys when I first showed the renders for those saying about how it was gonna be expensive because it's Figma.
Yeah.
And I was like, it can't be that expensive. Maybe $50. So I mean, people want to buy like a bunch of them, not just one. But man, I couldn't believe how expensive that was.
Even on Ami Ami, it was like $95.
$90, yeah. Yeah, it's usually they used to mark it up like $40-$50 when But that was
insane.
That was pretty disappointing actually. I was really looking forward to buying a bunch of those. And like Tyler said, who's gonna drop $1,000 on a fucking bunch of bugs?
Because
know?
you can't get one.
Yeah.
It makes no sense.
So I'm hoping on one of two things: either it fucking bombs and it starts getting sold around for like fucking super cheap,
Or someone does a KO.
or somebody does a KO of it. Yeah, I actually looked up 3D models last night to see how much it would cost to like print and make my own and stuff like that, and it was just too expensive for the same size. It would
More-
been like
more expensive?
It would have been like $90-$100.
Oh, okay.
So just better off buying the Figma at that point. So
Yeah, because it's painted and everything.
yeah. Because you have to remember there's 4 legs and there's 2 arms and there's two jaws and then
Yeah, like how articulated are the legs?
Yeah, there's the same. They had the same articulations and everything. You had the ball joint here, ball joint here, ball joint there. So
And I'm sure it's a really, really well done figure. Just way too
that's way too
expensive for the size.
way too expensive. That was the other thing that was disappointing was that was smaller. I thought they would at least make those guys 3 3/4.
Yeah.
To at least match up with some other scale. But that's very disappointing. What was the other thing that popped up, Levy?
Mayfix Catwoman
Yeah, that's it. Mayfix Catwoman.
from the Hush storyline.
That's
To
right.
go along with their Batman.
Right.
So that gives me hope that they're going to be doing a whole bunch of characters from that. I'm hoping
Poison
they do
Ivy,
Poison
yeah.
Ivy, Joker,
That'd be cool.
Harley Quinn,
And even Hush.
Hush, yeah.
Huntress.
I would love a Huntress
with a bike. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah. Oh man, that I would be all over that because truth be told, I think Huntress is probably my favorite female member of the Bat family. If she's really considered part of the Bat family, but like there's that Jim Lee drawing of the entire Bat family.
Yeah.
You know, which I'm talking about on the rooftop, and Huntress was on there. So I love the Huntress. Yeah. So
I'm trying to think there was too much toy news that came out either. Oh, I know some toy news. Nate said that Fans Toys was going to be shutting down production because of the coronavirus.
Really?
Yeah, until not very long.
I think there was one person said it was a rumor that they wouldn't start back up until September of this year. And then someone else said that there was a mention that it would be until the end. So a lot of those companies were going to be on hiatus anyway because of the Chinese New Year. Yeah. But this is probably like maybe 2-3 weeks longer than what that would have been. So
well, they shut down like the New Year celebrations.
Oh yeah, sure.
Everything there too.
Yeah,
crazy.
Yeah.
What was the other one too? There was another piece of news that came out. You guys remember that? Remember that Shockwave model I shared like a couple months ago? It was kind of like a beige color, and it had like the high detailed thing.
Yeah,
they just posted the price on that and stuff.
So it was an actual mass production thing, not a custom.
No, it is a non-transformable figure, and it's going to be only like a limited release to, I think they said like 30 or 40 pieces or something like that.
Oh shit!
And it's going to be like, I think like 200 or 220, and they're model kits. So basically, you're getting all the pieces. And the guys, you got to put it together yourself.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's the same exact dude that did a Starscream like that, like maybe about 6 months to a year ago or something, where he was selling like metal pieces in the same way it was like a model format, non-transformable but very articulated. Because he was selling like a metal skeleton. Levy, what do you call those? Like a metal endoskeleton or whatever that you put model pieces over top of, so you get the articulation from that skeleton. Kind of like an armor build around the frame.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it has a specific name.
Oh, well, like the metal skeleton and stuff like that.
Bionicle?
Bionicle, yeah. but
Fison?
But it's the same thing. It's the same idea type of thing. So, but that was, it wasn't any type of specific company or anything. It was just a guy doing like a model kit.
Yeah.
Which isn't too bad of a price,
Did you see McFarlane Toys released a promotional shot of their new Spawn figure, which is going to be the Mortal Kombat 11 Spawn?
No, I did not.
This is the figure of the character that's going to be featured as the next DLC character in Mortal Kombat 11.
Interesting.
I guess the Joker just
dropped.
Does he have? Wait. Let me see that again. Why does he have a
sword?
Oh, okay. No, I was just like weirded out by his leg weight. It was like different. He looked like he had one big leg.
No, he's had that big giant boot.
Yeah.
Todd McFarlane actually mentioned that he hopes that the Spawn reboot, it will go into production this year.
Yeah.
Good.
That'd be cool, man.
Yeah. I'm hoping to see more of his DC figures at the upcoming Toy Fair. That'd be really nice to see. I'm hoping to see some. I'm hoping to see a Supergirl in that wave. So I really want a good Supergirl figure.
You seem quite interested in this wave now, as opposed to
I actually really do like that Superman figure. I thought it was really well done. I mean, it had some issues that I wish that would have been done better, but it's got a beautiful sculpt. It was really nicely painted, so it's going to look real nice on my shelf. You can get some decent poses on it despite the poor articulation in the elbows and the neck.
This is what I wanted to show you that I forgot about. Here, swipe through that. It's a Hello Kitty train transformer. They're also doing like a Hello Kitty Gundam crossover. It's Japan. There was something else too that I saw. This was it. The Mecha Godzilla.
That's dope. That's old school. That's the old school.
Yeah. Did you see that, Libby? Mecha Godzilla.
Dude,
let's see how much that is.
I want a new Shin Godzilla. God damn it!
Which one?
A new Shin Godzilla.
Which Shin Godzilla?
Like Shin Godzilla.
Shin? Not the one with the googly eyes, fucking.
Oh, well, no, when I say a new one, no, I don't mean as a toy. I'm sorry. I got everybody confused. I just mean like a Shin Godzilla 2.
Oh, a movie. A media production that you can view.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Like, I like what they said about how they showed the tail at the end, and there was all those like humanoid looking little Godzilla monsters, which weren't actually little. They look little because they were on the tail, and they look like, and they were humanoid. So I think a lot of people assumed they were little, like, 6 foot little alien Godzilla guys, but I think they were huge. They were big because Godzilla was fucking humongous in that.
Yeah.
So those things on the tail were probably still pretty fucking big. They were probably still, 20 feet tall. Anyways, regardless.
Yes.
I like what a lot of people said about that movie. Like, oh, they just kind of like left it to your imagination moving forward and what could have happened and all that kind of stuff, which is all fine and good. But at the same time, I would like to see it.
Yeah.
Like, I would like to actually see it.
Actually, wouldn't that just kind of be like Aliens at that point?
I don't know. That's why I'd like to see it. Not saying that, like, I don't know. It's just a twist, man. It's an unexpected twist in a Godzilla film. It's crazy. I've been watching a lot of Godzilla stuff. I was like Godzilla when I was a kid, but I was like thinking, man, they never really, I shouldn't say never, but only a handful of times really portrayed Godzilla as like what would really fucking happen if Godzilla came stomping up out of the ocean, Like if you really look at the majority of all the Godzilla films were like the guy in the suit and they were kind of hokey.
Well, there was these if you look further and further like into the whole history about Godzilla, there was these different studios.
Yeah.
And they had like these big year stretches that the studio owned that character. And I think Toho was the one that owned them like around that whole between the late 70s, late like 80s, where it was like him doing fucking backflips around a pole and fucking sliding across the ground on his tail.
That was more like the 60s.
Was it 60s?
Yeah.
Okay.
60s and 70s.
I forget what years it was, but I remember watching those on TV like Saturday morning.
Like they came over to America, I think, in like the 70s and 80s, I think.
Oh, okay. But yeah, that whole time frame was like, it was just like him being like more of a good guy battling bad monsters.
Yeah.
And then they had little Godzuki and,
Right.
and all that other shit. And Mothra, they would team up and stuff. And then
Jet Jaguar.
Jet Jaguar.
That's a great name, by the way.
Yeah.
Jet Jaguar. I used to
It was basically Ultraman.
Yeah. I always thought it said Jet Jaguar.
Jet Jaguar.
Jet Jaguar. Anyway, so yeah, that whole phase made him seem like a good guy. But like in the beginning with the was it Raymond Burr was in the original movie?
Yeah.
He was a bad guy because it was
just a force of nature.
Force of nature based on all the fucking nuclear testing that was going on back then. Because it was
It was a nuclear allegory.
Then there were more movies like that where there was one where Godzilla was the creation of all the dead soldiers from World War II and their souls like reanimated.
Yeah, which one was that? Do you remember which one that was? I know which one you're
Destroy
talking
All
about.
Monsters, I think. That was it. Where they actually had like the fucking floppy-eared fucking what the hell was that one monster's name? And Mothra and King Ghidorah and all of them were battling Godzilla because that was that one. I think it was Destroy All Monsters or King of Monsters. I forget which one it was.
Shin Godzilla was the first one in a long time. The first one in a really long time. Maybe since the beginning. Well, and then that one with Matthew Broderick in it, I guess, where
King Caesar.
Godzilla was like
Doesn't count.
What's that? I know it doesn't count.
King Caesar.
The floppy-eared fucking monster. He usually is on his all fours running though.
Where Godzilla was the solitary monster.
Mm-hmm.
Just the force of nature coming up and fucking killing everything. Like where like all the other movies, even the one with Walter White in it. What's his name again? Dude, I always brain fart on his name.
Which one?
Walter White.
Cranston.
Yeah, Bryan Cranston. Even the one that he was in, that had other monsters in it and shit. Shin Godzilla, Zilla from 98 or whatever, and the original are the only three that I could think of where like he was the only monster and it was like humanity versus him.
Nah, there was
there more?
There was another series of films that took place after the Broderick movie. And I forget how many movies it was, 4 maybe or something. But it was basically
It wasn't the one that led up to King of the Monsters where he just fought everybody.
Nah. It was like he was like a nuclear reactor and he was gonna fucking blow, like have a meltdown. And he was fighting up against like all of Earth Defense Force. And I think there was a couple of psionic telepathic type of team members involved in that too. But I can't remember what those were called. And then once that one Godzilla fucking croaked and stuff, then there was another one like a kid that had the same problem and then got bigger and grew and stuff. And then don't forget the Godzilla anime, Mike.
Yeah.
That was him basically fucking destroying the world.
Yeah, I guess I didn't count that because it wasn't live action, but yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Man.
but there's a few. There's Hairball. There's a few, but there's that in between spot that, you know, that in the, like Levy said, the 60s, the 80s or whatever, where it was a little hokey and cheesy. Yeah. But
where he used his atomic breath as a jet to fly.
Yes.
Yeah, there was a lot of ridiculous
Or
moments in
when,
a lot of movies,
he
man.
would do a sliding drop kick on his tail.
Yes. I was always a big fan of Gamera more than Godzilla.
Yeah.
Because Gamera was always started out as friends to the kids.
Who's the one that had the chainsaws for hands and shit?
No, he had a saw blade in the middle and he had hooks for hands. That was Gigan.
But they gave him chainsaws in one of them.
It might have been Mecha Giga. Or Mecha Gigan.
Or maybe Super Mecha Giga.
Yeah, I think it might have been Mecha Gigan. I think there was a Mecha Gigan.
I'm going to look it up right now on my trusty Google machine.
Google machine.
Yes, there was. And he had chainsaws for hands.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Final Wars. Yeah, it was in that Final Wars movie.
Yeah, that's right.
Want to move on to questions?
Sure.
I got one on my phone from Doors.
Yeah.
We'll start with that one.
Wow. I look back and Gigan was really stupid looking. I mean, look at him.
It's awesome.
Yeah, I like that, man.
He looks dumb. He looks like a potato with arms and legs and a saw blade in the middle of it.
Levy, look up that movie, or Mike, look up that movie, got Destroy All Monsters. See what year that came out. I think that came out like early 2000s or something.
Destroy All Monsters. High Rogue. 2002? No.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Is that right? Wait, it keeps saying... Wait, I gotta... Apparently it wasn't just a movie. It was... No, Destroy All Monsters was 1968, it says.
No, that's not right.
Destroy All Monsters is a 1968
It's not
Japanese kaiju film. Yes, Rogue. Yeah. Bless you. Podcast anymore. I don't need this kind of negativity in my life.
You see that?
Man.
April's comment, Jed?
What?
April's not happy with me.
We were just joking about that in the kitchen.
What are you looking up again?
This is going to bother me. Fuck. It must be the Japanese name that I'm thinking of. Oh, Destroy All Monsters with a video game. Then that's a different movie than I'm thinking of. Let's see. What's this one? It's called Giant Monsters All Out Attack.
Giant Monsters All Out. What year is that from?
That was 2001. Yeah. So 3 monsters battle the giant lizard to prevent it from destroying Japan. That's the one. That's the one that was where he... Let's see. King Ghidorah, Baragon, and Mothra. Japanese Self-Defense Forces.
That was
It's pretty good, right? I had to get that shirt. I had to get that shirt special. Like, I had to go find a Hawkeye shirt. It wouldn't be my Facebook wall if I didn't show up naked at some point, you know?
So the film places Godzilla in an antagonistic role possessed by the souls of those that were killed during World War II, while Mothra, King Ghidorah, and Baragon team up to defeat it.
Good thing you spent a half an hour looking up that information.
Well, it's so you could watch it. You said, I want to watch a Godzilla movie where he's the bad guy. And I'm like, okay, well, here you go. And you're like, that's not it. And I'm like, what the fuck is the name of that movie?
I'm in. Next time I watch a Godzilla movie, that's going to be it.
Better fuck. Spend all that time for fucking...
All right, let's do this.
All right, here we go. Let me pull up Doors' question. All right. What's up, guys? Checking in from Englandshire. Hope you're all happy and healthy. With the recent trend in QC issues on Takara MPs, not in every case, but a lot, like parts breaking on Hound and paint issues with MP44, etc., as well as the steady increasing price, how do you see the future for official Takara MPs and collectors' appetite to stick with the line? When I started collecting, I never thought I'd be spending more on third-party than official MPs, but here we are. Shout out to the whole gang. F.U. John Bailey, Doors. So to repeat again, his question was, with the recent trend in QC issues, blah, 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 how do you see future for official Takara MPs and collectors' appetite to stick with the line?
Man, it seems to be fading a little bit.
I don't see it changing.
No?
Not to any appreciable degree.
But I think there's turnover in the fandom, because I think the people that have been collecting for a while, they're starting to drop off. But I feel like those voids are being filled by new people that have no idea.
Well, no, I still think that despite the flaws, despite the price increases, I think people are still going to buy official Takara.
What do you think? What do you think they're going to do?
I don't think it's going to bite into their sales much.
Well, what do you think? What do you think Takara themselves are going to do? Do you think they're going to keep rehashing the same? There's going to be a fucking Convoy 4.0 and a new Bumblebee and new Seekers and a new Megatron, and you think they're just going to keep doing this over? And over again,
no. I mean, this is a question about QC issues.
Yeah.
So I just think that because there has been a trend in more recent releases of quality kind of dipping. They're
trying to do too much. That's the problem. These QC issues, I don't feel like these QC issues were around in the earlier releases because they were simpler. They were like these new ones with all the cartoon accuracy and the faux parts and, even more engineering and more articulation and a higher parts count is contributing to them just not being as solid and good as they used to be.
That's part of it. But I think another part of it too is just construction and like that tailgate on Hound is like supposedly like a really, really common piece to break. Mm-hmm. And and then there was other figures too that have had issues, like glaring issues. Like didn't Dinobot have some issues?
I don't know. I didn't get them.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like Dinobot, I think the Megatron might have had some.
I think according to everyone that I know that collects Beast Wars, those were two perfect figures, and there was not one single flaw with them.
Right.
Well, there's those people, but I also think there's the other people that saw, that guy one guy puts a post up on TFW like, hey, the crotch broke on this thing, and then next thing you know, it's like, hey man, Beast Wars Megatron's got tons of issues, and it was just like these couple of asshole ham-fisters. Yeah. So I never know. Like I never know what to go by.
And every release is going to have its QC issues, but I think from what I understand, this Hound had some widespread issues.
Well, so did Bumblebee, and
did Bumblebee have
Bumblebee.
Like have problems with breakages or
not breakages necessarily, but he's a floppy.
Yeah, I was
he's
gonna say,
way
I think
more of a floppy mess than.
I think his problem is his design.
Yeah, well, I mean, the engineering is a problem too.
Like they had to make sacrifices because they wanted to have the opening door gimmick.
Well, yeah, which was dumb.
Which totally fucked up the feed.
My point with trying to equate the QC issues and all that shit with like cartoon accuracy and faux parts and the amount of the parts count and all that shit. If you have an MP carbot size robot and car, right, with a simpler engineering that would have had less parts, it would have been larger parts, which equates to sturdier parts. Whereas if the same size, the same mass of action figure is made up of 100 parts now
that are smaller. Yeah,
that are smaller.
You're right. It's
like,
just feel like much more on it that can possibly break.
Yeah, man. You know, and it's
there's just more stuff for it to go wrong with it.
To me, all that cartoon accuracy shit. When Brother Kyle was over the other night, we were like, I took him down there and we were checking the room out a little bit. I don't know if he's ever been down there, but anyways, he went and checked it out, and we were standing in front. He was standing in front of my season 1 shelf, Autobot shelf or whatever, and he's like, which prime is that? I said, it's the MP10. And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, if they would have never made another Optimus Prime, and that was the last masterpiece Optimus Prime we ever got, not knowing what I know now, I would have been totally cool with it.
I'm still cool with mine.
There was no reason to necessarily go and outdo it. Now when you look at it compared to a bunch of the shit that's coming out now, you look at it and go, oh, it's outdated, but it didn't have to be outdated if everybody would have just stayed the fucking course and just did what they were doing in the beginning, and then things started changing, and this is what we have. And this is what we have because this is what we ask for. Because the vocal, the people that were vocal, they were out there. And
I mean, don't get me wrong, MP44 looks beautiful.
Yeah, sure it does.
And
wait, MP44 is what? Oh, the Optimus, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it looks beautiful.
Yeah, sure it does.
It's a great looking figure. It, and it has great articulation. It can get into all those poses.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's not bad. But that Bumblebee, that thing's atrocious, in my opinion. So that is not like my original Masterpiece Bumblebee. I will not be replacing that.
Yeah,
I like that Bumblebee. I think it's a good Bumblebee for my Masterpiece shelf.
If there wasn't a third color Bumblebee, I probably wouldn't have got the new one. But it was the fact that I had a blue one and a red one, and I'm like, damn, I need my yellow one to be different. So,
yeah, I don't know. I don't see any dips in QC affecting their bottom line at all.
I don't know, man. There's only so many more times you're gonna get bit in the ass before you stop allowing yourself to get bit in the ass.
Yeah, I don't know.
And I know I said that coming off of replacing my old Bumblebee with a new Bumblebee. I know, but I'm even starting to get tired of this shit. To be honest with you,
I don't know. I just think people are gonna still buy Takara. I mean, I personally haven't bought a Takara Masterpiece in I don't know how long.
but who's replacing you? Who's replacing you? I say that on a more.
What do you mean? Who's replacing me?
I say that on a more grander scale, like not you as one person, but like you dropped out. You were getting all the masterpieces, now you're not anymore. So for their bottom line not to be affected, you has to be replaced by somebody, you know?
Oh.
Like, and you're not the only one, you know, that's hasn't gotten an MP in a while. And now even like I used to get 2 of them.
You know what? I should walk that back because I did pre-order the reissue of Sunstreaker.
Yeah.
But I'm not happy with their price increase. That's why I stopped.
Yeah.
I'm not happy with the price increase. But I know a lot of other people that are perfectly fine with it. Or at least they tolerate it. They may not be happy about it, but they tolerate it because they continue buying from them.
Put me in the tolerate column.
Yeah.
But I think that you know what it is, dude? I feel like I'm getting so close to the finish line that I just want to get it done. Like,
yeah,
put him out, and I'll pay a couple extra bucks for him, and let's wrap this motherfucker up.
Yeah. See, I never got MP Grappler Inferno because I have the Make Toys ones, and they're perfectly fine for me.
Right.
I don't feel the need to replace them. Now, I have had the itch where I did want to get the MP Grapple because I love Grapple.
Yeah.
And, you know, I loved them, you know, I love the original toy and everything. So I kind of regret not getting a Grapple when I had the chance. So I don't know how readily available he is right now. So if I ever manage to find one for a good deal, you know, I'd probably snatch up a Grapple. But
Actually, I just saw a used one go for sale on Ami the other night.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. He was going for more expensive than what it was listed at. I remember. I think it was a or something.
Yeah. But like, yeah. So like when stuff was coming out in third party, you know, like I snatched them up. Like I said, the Make Toys Grapple and Inferno, the, you know, this, that, and the other thing. So when the Takara version came out, it's like, yeah, you know, maybe it does look prettier than mine, the one I have, but it's not that much prettier that I got to spend an exorbitant amount of money on it. Like, the only reason I got the Sunstreaker is because everyone's talking about how great it is, and it's like, all right, let me just check this one out.
Yes, but you didn't get that until the reissue, right?
Until the reissue, right.
That was after many, many, many valid opinions.
Yeah.
Stating that it was a good figure. It was really good.
Yeah. Okay. And I probably won't get rid of my Bad Cube one because I like that one too.
Bad Cube.
Sunstreaker.
Oh.
But yeah, I refuse to pay the retail price for that MP44. I will never buy that MP Bumblebee. I don't need the Hound because I have Fans Toys. I certainly don't need to replace that one because that one's perfectly fine. That's a great freaking toy.
Good for you, Levy. I'm with you 100%. I agree with everything you just said in the past 2 minutes. Because if you don't like what a company's doing and you don't want to be paying those amounts or getting crap quality fucking releases, stop buying from them. Yeah. That'll send the message loud and clear.
Yeah, but that's not what the question was, though. Like, you say that, but
well, because I'm talking. I mean, because I can speak for myself,
right?
Doris asked, how's the Takara and with the QC issues and everything going to line up with collectors and stuff? I'm just saying.
I just don't.
My answer is don't buy anymore if you don't.
Yeah, I just don't see other collectors being as discerning.
He's saying that he doesn't think the bottom line is going to be affected at all,
or very, very minimally.
What if at all? If you don't buy?
No. He's asking.
And you're saying that in the same breath as saying, "Well, I'm not buying this shit anymore." Well, you and a lot of people ain't buying this shit anymore. So
what I'm saying is because my from what I've seen of other people's opinions about Takara, yeah, the people are bitching and complaining. Yet every time they reveal something, it's like, oh, I can't wait to get this.
Yeah, but that's what you're seeing. You're seeing that you're judging everybody based on whoever you're seeing on social media.
Yeah, but I'm seeing it from a lot of people
on social media.
Yeah,
like, that's not the whole world, though.
No, you're right. But
like when we see a third party release,
but think about it too. If people on social media, if people aren't on social media and they're collecting Transformers, are they seeing all the complaints about the QC and everything else to dissuade them from buying Takara?
Well, there's more than just Facebook. I mean, there are the boards.
No, and yeah,
people do.
sure. But what I'm saying is,
And
like,
from my experience, I found that they're different groups of people.
Mm-hmm.
So
my tunes almost changed. Like I remember having that conversation with you everybody a while ago. Like how much of the Transformer fandom knows about third party.
right.
yeah,
And since I started like really posting a lot of shit on the Reflector Files page, I'm finding out that there's a lot of people asking a lot of questions. Like, whoa, where does this thing come from? Which is pretty insane to think about.
No, I mean you got if you're always in that bubble and you're familiar with the people in that bubble, and those people nobody in that's talks to each other reaches out and gets more awareness of like other places of information, then you'd think that would be the only source of it. So
I think we'll find out soon enough. I think over the next year or two, if we keep seeing them put out new reveals and new characters are coming,
and their prices will never go down again.
let me tell you something.
No, you're right.
And I'm gonna throw some Gedstradamus shit around, right? Or at least my opinion of something that I think might have happened. So let's say you have a Bumblebee that came out, right? And let's say they fucking ran like 10,000. And I know the numbers are wrong. I'm sure there's more or less or whatever. I'm just making round numbers, right? So let's say they rolled out 10,000, right? And they assumed that they would sell, like almost all of them, or they'd have pre-orders for all of them, like right up front, like all the right away. So let's say they thought like 80% of them would be good 100% sold, right? So 8 out of 10 of them would be sold right off the bat.
Yeah.
But what actually happened was only 50% of them were, say, pre-ordered right off the bat, guaranteed sale, where they assumed it was 8. And then they pushed out a Dinobot where they only ran like 5,000 of them, half that number, but fucking 95% of them were sold right off the bat and pre-ordered. And then they did like the Megatron was first, actually. Let's say Megatron did first, Beast Wars, and then the Dinobot. Then they noticed that there's actually more interest in these items versus the ones that they've been pushing out already, the older Masterpiece, the reissues, right? Do you think that's probably why they're going, if it's true, if they're going toward a Beast Wars movie, because maybe there is actually more hunger and interest for that line at a smaller release than opposed to putting out second or third versions of existing Masterpiece characters?
Wait, what does that have to do with the movie?
That's one of the reasons why they came out with the Beast Wars movie, to help push those products, because they've seen the...
I think they have no
interest in
choice with the toys. I think they have no choice but to go another direction other than like G1, because I think their bottom line has come down to, we got to either keep redoing all the super popular characters like Prime and Starscream and Megatron and Bumblebee and all that, or and depend on people continuing to buy them, or we have to break some fucking new ground here.
I disagree, because there's a lot of characters that are popular that they haven't done yet. They haven't done the rest of the Dinobots. They haven't done Devastator. There's a lot of stuff that they could do that's still super popular.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree, but I think
Jetfire. They haven't done an MP Jetfire.
Yeah, but
that might be licensing.
I think our me and you probably have a slightly skewed opinion on who's popular and who's not, because we're Transformer fans. We love all them fucking characters.
Nah, not necessarily. There's a lot I can do without a Hoist, a Trailbreaker, a fucking
but I even think when you start digging as far as Jetfire goes,
Jetfire's popular,
like Devastator, I would definitely agree with, and
Devastator because he's the first combiner,
right?
The rest of the Dinobots, because they're fucking dinosaurs, they're Dinobots.
I don't know if I can go past Grimlock as being super popular enough to want to.
Really?
Yeah, like I think if people out there have one Dinobot, they're gonna have Grimlock, and I think some people do have one. Well, you being the exception, because you were just gonna have Snarl, but like I don't know. I feel like Grimlock is the
really.
We can't imagine not buying all the Dinobots.
Yeah.
Me and you can, but that's me and you, or you.
Jetfire, Macross, very popular.
Well, if they do a Masterpiece,
if they did a
Jetfire,
Masterpiece,
it would be Skyfire, and it would be after the cartoon model, so they could avoid any licensing issues.
Skyfire.
Yeah,
there would be no licensing issues if they did a Skyfire.
Do you think he would Skyfire? Do you think he would be?
I mean, they're doing weirdo
on that list.
I think he's very popular.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like he wasn't. In the cartoon version.
No, but he was an Autobot jet, and he was huge and
Cool.
what's up, dude?
DJ must be over there sleeping.
Yeah.
But anywho.
Anyway, so my point was that do you think that sales have changed?
Wait, say this again? You just said you were making a point, but then you asked a question.
Yeah, that was my point. My point was to bring up that question to you guys.
Do we think sales have changed?
Between the G1 versus the Beast Wars.
Okay, let me rewind.
Let me
Rewind and kind of summarize.
Smoke another one, Mike.
Yeah.
You said that Levy and I both said that if you want to make a difference, if you want to show your voice, your opinion, stop buying.
Right.
Then you said there's still a bunch of people out there that are going to buy anyway, and you don't think that's going to make a difference.
No, that was me.
No, that was
that was you. Okay.
Yeah.
That was me.
All right. Then I said, well, if Takara is not going to notice that, I said, what if they're noticing that they're seeing the Beast Wars figures being on sale and going quicker than remakes? So does that mean that they'll stop doing remakes? Does that mean they'll start doing more Beast Wars figures? And then we got into the discussion about what
if that's true, if that is what's happening, then yeah, I could see that.
Okay.
Because they're always going to worry about their bottom line first and foremost.
Then is that really going to matter to you guys? I mean, because you're going to have third party doing stuff.
No,
Right?
I haven't.
No.
Like I said, I haven't bought a
Yeah.
official Takara masterpiece in forever.
Yeah.
Once one gets over it not being an official product, then it doesn't matter anymore.
As long as you can put that Autobot or Decepticon sticker back
as long as
on.
you put that faction symbol on it, then look, it's official to me. Once you get over that, because I think even like when he showed me, I was like, wow, this is really cool, but it's like it's not like really a Transformer.
Yeah.
And then like as I kept
Use your imagination.
I kept looking at the pictures, and I was like, they fucking look like
That's
Transformers to
Devastator.
me. It's Devastator.
That's Devastator.
It's Devastator. Look at it.
And like you said before, after the first one, it gets a lot easier.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just like murder.
Yeah. Before you know it, you're pantsless on YouTube.
What's next? Who's got the question next?
I got it.
That was Doors. Thanks, Doors.
Yeah, shout out to Doors. Doors keeps asking about coming over. We should come over for Trans Nation, I think it's called, right?
Yeah.
TF Nation.
Trans Nation.
And Trans Nation sounds like something.
You sell your tranny shirts there.
Sounds like something altogether different.
I think I'm going to sit with that one out.
It ain't gonna be this year, but one of these years, man, that would be fun to do. I've never been to London
I've never been overseas.
or anywhere over there.
I've just been in Jamaica now. So.
Yeah, I got to brush up on my accent a little bit.
Which accent?
My British accent.
Oh, your British accent.
Yeah, but is it going to be North England or South England?
Huh? It's gonna be the cooler of the two. Whatever Robin Leach ain't.
It's gonna be Chaucer.
I don't want to sound like one of them real uppity, not cool. I want to sound like the dudes that do the wildlife documentaries.
I think we should go over it and we should just both sound like Monty Python. I took like this all the time.
Stop it! Don't
It's a
get him
spam.
fucking started again.
Spam.
We're gonna be sitting here until 2
Who, me?
a.m. Yeah.
No, I'm not going to sing about spam.
Next question. God damn it. Let's see who's up.
No respects like Spanish Inquisition.
Alan
chomping at the bit right now.
Alan Grant, you're gonna be chomping on my fucking knuckles. Alan Grant checks in and says, "Oh shit, I'm too late." 2 hours ago. Well, F you, John Bailey. I think he thought we probably recorded already.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would think that too, actually. So.
You'd think.
Yeah.
Gary Allen checking in. Who was your first pop culture childhood crush? This may reveal a lot about the crew. When did you realize you had caught the feelings? I can't tell if he's asking like about a character or like a movie. Like, could it be like a real Does it gotta be? Is he asking like a cartoon character?
No.
Like I'm trying.
I would say actress.
Chitara's ass.
I hope actress.
Chitara.
I'm gonna go
with Chitara's ass.
I'm gonna go with like you're watching TV and you're like that girl's fucking hot, and then you buy a poster of her or some shit like that. And,
okay, go ahead.
and you're like, yeah.
Anybody?
Jamie Lunar.
Who?
Jamie Lunar.
Who's that?
Who's that?
There used to be a show called Just the 10 of Us, and it was a spin-off of Growing Pains, if you remember the show Growing Pains.
Yeah.
Mike Seaver, the teenage boy,
Yeah.
his coach, I can't remember his name now, but he ended up getting fired, and so he had to uproot his family of 10 across the country to California, where he got a new job at a Catholic school or an all-girls school or something like that. And he had 4 teenage daughters, and one of them was like smoking hot. And I was obsessed with this girl for like a lot of my early teen years.
Was that the actress name?
Yeah, Jamie Luner. She played Cindy Lubbock on the show. She also ended up being on a couple other shows, the OC or Melrose Place. She was on Melrose Place. I never watched that show though, so I was over her by then. But yeah, when she was on Just the 10 of Us, yeah, I was smitten.
Jed.
Ooh, that's a tough one. There's a couple of them that I can think of. I'm just trying to think which one was the first one.
Yeah, this was her. This was her from when she was on Melrose Place.
Oh yeah, all right.
Oh, I know mine. Do you want me to go?
Yeah, go ahead. I'm trying to think which one came first. Go ahead.
Kelly Bundy.
Kelly Bundy.
She was another one.
Yeah.
Kelly Bundy.
Yeah, I had a poster of her on my wall that I
Kelly
spanked
Bundy
to
was
many times.
Responsible for 95% of the boners I got in the late 80s and early 90s.
Yeah.
and this past year. No, I'm just kidding.
I want to I want to say Alyssa Milano. I think Melissa Milano was there.
Yo, Alyssa Milano still looks good, man.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Gurman. You have to include Gurman for a
I
second.
think Lonnie Anderson was up there too.
Yeah.
You have to come in here for a second.
Yeah, look at those things.
Yeah. Well, like Lonnie Anderson, man.
Tell these dudes about who's the old broad that you want to bang?
Marie Osmond.
Fuck yeah.
Right?
Fuck yeah.
Look at this.
Marie Osmond. Damn, she was.
Hell yeah. Then and now.
Then and now.
You
he
ever see
said.
her infomercial for
Yeah, all right. Yeah. Okay.
that thing?
Oh, I know who.
He was just waiting.
I know who was before Alyssa Milano. Was fucking Eddie Van Halen's wife. What was her name?
Valerie Bertinelli.
Valerie Bertinelli. Yeah.
She
When you
still
said
looks
weight
good, too.
loss fucking show, it just clicked, and I'm like, that's it, Valerie Bertinelli.
She was on that show with Betty White a couple years back too. That was on Nick at Night. It was like a Nick at Night original.
What was she? What was the name of that show with Schneider? She was on.
Schneider.
Yeah, he was the mechanic. Fucking
One Day at a Time.
That's it. One day at a time. Thank you. He was the fucking
The mechanic.
Yeah, he would come and fix fucking apartments.
Yeah, the super.
shit.
He was the super.
Super. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Valerie
Yeah.
Bertinelli was fucking hot.
I still
Yeah.
He was weird. Kelly Bundy's weird because Kelly Bundy's not even my fucking type anymore and hasn't been in a long time.
Yeah. I was never into blondes. Except Lonnie Anderson with their big jugs.
I love women. I love women. They can have any color hair, any color skin. I love women.
I just like all women.
As long as they look good, I love women.
All right. Let's see here. We got Lorianne.
And I'm not really discerning in the looks department either. I mean, they can be average and like, yeah, they look really good.
What if they're at Trans Nation?
Yeah, translation.
Pre-op or post-op?
Post.
You know, who's the gamer that the Asian chick that used to be a dude?
Oh, Kyle Police. Kyle Police. The one that Brian was checking out, and then I ended up having to tell him, yeah, that's a dude, man. I mean, if I didn't know she was a dude, she's a pretty cute looking chick.
All right, let's move on.
I'm just saying, she's a cute looking chick, but I know she's a dude, so it's like,
Hi, Vanessa. Hey, how you doing? All right, Lorianne Vargo checking in. Chad Vargo, super fan.
Why can't I be stalked by someone else?
Alex, Bird Gang Alex checking in. Love the drawings of you guys. Very Seth MacFarlane. Probably because did you draw that shit? Or was that a Family Guy generator?
There was a year or two ago, they had that Family Guy generator.
Did they?
So I took base characters and then I fucking modded them and drew around them. Like I put the tattoos on your arms and the fucking hat on.
Last question. Actually, the last of the ones that I could see anyways. Brother Kyle says, do all robots go to heaven? Having not read the comics, I'm not sure if Transformers ever built a religious aspect to Cybertron. And if they haven't, let's hear you guys make one up. The Marvel Comics did, and I don't know if you guys remember that shit. Primus was like a real thing.
Yeah.
Well, not a real thing in the comic book.
I thought it was always the thing where they went back to the
Well of Sparks or
Yeah,
some shit.
and then
Or was
they-
that a movie thing?
no, it's IDW.
Was that IDW? Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought so.
And then they were basically recreated,
Reincarnated.
not reincarnated, recreated.
Yeah, it's hard for me to make something up because we already know that.
It's like, do all dogs go to hell? Do all Autobots go to hell?
And that's it. That's all we got. Time to wrap it up.
Any final thoughts or words, Mike?
No, I got nothing.
Levy?
I got nothing.
Fuck you, John Bailey.
Oh yeah, that's right. Fuck you, Rick Roberts. Who's the MKUs again?
Fuck you, Rob Liefeld.
Oh shit. That's it. Are we good? Enough's enough. We're out.